Hello, I'm Scott Whitaker with Arctic Air Services. We started our business from the ground up and grew it based on the service end of the industry. We own over 50 vehicles, which we depend on every day to make our business run smoothly. We know the value and importance of offering great production and excellent service. That's why we choose Harllee Buick GMC, because they provide us with the best cars and trucks and have a service department second to none. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, I highly recommend Harllee Buick GMC, where they'll treat you like family.
It's morning again in Palmetto. Today, over 1,000 people will move from other states to Florida. Jobs and industries are rebounding, and so are the housing markets. It is no better time than the present to invest in quality real estate here. A safe and friendly place for your kids to play. A thriving hometown culture immersed in historic districts like no other. A place to turn a house into a home. Palmetto proud. Matthew Guthrie and Associates Realty.
So tell me, what was actually the name of the award? It was you were the #1 stream in the streaming awards. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Hey guys, Chris Conley here from Conley Buick GMC. Kickoff's right around the corner. Buckle your seatbelts and hold on tight. It's time for some Tiger football.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. TigerVision is brought to you in part by Conley Buick GMC, Arctic Air, Heinz Law, Duet Pools, Richardson Stenton Roofing, Palmetto Bait and Tackle, Clicking Spree, Garrett Richard, Bull and Tiger Insurance, Coastal Mobile Screens, Burton Trucking, and WB3. Now let's kick it to the booth live from Harllee Stadium from Palmetto, Florida for the Clicking Spree pregame show.
Are live. Welcome to the Clicking Spree pregame show. We welcome everyone to paradise here at Harllee Stadium on Florida's beautiful West Coast. I'm Brian Varnador, and I'm joined tonight by Tom Porter, tonight's analyst, Steve Johnson with stats from our Atlanta studio, and then, of course, Troy Bellamy with the Arctic Air sideline reports. And we always are backed by the incredible, world-renowned production staff of TigerVision as presented by Conley Buick GMC. We've got a classic matchup between your Palmetto Tigers and the visiting Calvary Christian Warriors. On paper, Tom, it looks like a big mismatch as the 2-win, 1-loss 6A District 11 Tigers square off against a 2-win and 2-loss Calvary Christian school. And this is a much smaller school in size as they're a 2A District 18. Tom, I'm going to turn it over and set you up with something like the Sunshine Scooter Lee Corso with this one. The information I have shows that Palmetto should easily coast to 11-point win tonight. Tom?
Not so fast, my friend. Don't let the size of the school fool you guys. I'm sorry. The Calvary Christian team is loaded with talent, including 4 linemen that are over 300 pounds, led by a 6'6", 310-pound senior offensive lineman, Michael Ionata. He's number 55 tonight. And a dual-threat quarterback in number 5, Oni Abasayo. That throws for 158 yards a game, and you add in a beast of a running back, number 20, the senior Lane Roberts. He's 5'8", 190 pounds, and he hits like a sledgehammer and averages 186 yards a game. That's very impressive. It's going to be a big test for the Palmetto Tiger defense tonight for sure.
Yeah, Tom, I think this is a very scary game. The Tigers are undefeated in district play, and this game is kind of sandwiched in between last week's district win. After tonight, we're going to have 2 very important 6A District 11 games right here at Harllee, and it's in a high school situation like we have here tonight. In football, when you can push that 200 to 300-yard rushing stat, this Calvary Christian team has the players to make that happen.
So you're saying it's a trap game?
It very potentially could be.
Well, let's talk about Palmetto. Tigers had a 70-0 halftime lead on Tampa Alonzo when the opening game was postponed till later. The Tigers' one loss was by 3 points to Sarasota Riverview. Great game, came down to the wire. 4 weeks of football this season, only 3 games in the books. The Palmetto defense looked very good last week, and they're led by senior linebacker number 24, Paul Moore, who's one of the leading tacklers in 6A District 11. Number 9, Chase Henson, defensive tackle, is the number 2 sack leader in all of the district. Very impressive. Most other teams have played 4 games. We've played 3. So to be a statistical district leader is crazy. The defense is really flying around the ball right now.
Yeah, let's talk about Palmetto. On the other side of the ball, number 15, Matthew Hennessy, quarterback. He's number 3 in the district in passing yardage. He's also tied for number 1 in touchdown passes with 8. He's been pretty incredible, and the team is very balanced on offense. The offensive line averages 299 pounds across the line, and he has that sophomore running back. Kieron Jones is the number 2 rusher in 6A District 11. And then his teammate, Shane Partridge, is the 4th leading rusher in total yards in the district. Wide receivers Maurice Carter and Jock Harris are also leading in yardage in the district. And that's really remarkable because statistical leaders, Palmetto only has 3 games in. Everybody else out there in District 6A 11 has 4.
Yeah, this year's special teams is just that special, too. They're very special. We talk about offense a lot. We talk about defense, and special teams sometimes gets lost. But this year, man, we have got one of the top weapons on special teams, and that's Brandon Galloway.
Unbelievable.
This kid is amazing. And if you have not been to a game this year, when you come to hear foot go to leather, toe go to leather, the kid really just kicks the hell out of the ball. He's very impressive. We've had some great kick returns. We got some athletes out there that can break it on any play. And, offensively, defensively, special teams, the Tigers just seem to be kind of hitting on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, I look at the keys to the game. I put about 7 of them together. First of all, ultimately, we have got to stop the run tonight. Secondly, Palmetto High School, you got to play smart and eliminate the silly penalties out, sideline warnings and things of that nature.
Right.
Number 3, catch and run the ball, and then don't turn it over. Number 4, which we may have an advantage here, win the special teams battle. And then 5, score with big plays. The fun-to-watch offense, number 6, sells the ticket, but the team with the most point, as we know, always wins. But the team with the best defense generally wins the big games.
That's right. And the Tigers are looking pretty sharp right now. We're getting ready here for the presentation of the flags. We got the honor guard here from the Palmetto High School ROTC. that's being presented by the Palmetto High School JROTC program. Color guard is commanded by Cadet Captain Zazueta. The Florida flag is being presented by Cadet Captain Velasco. United States flag is Cadet Staff Sergeant King, and the Florida's guard is Cadet Staff Sergeant Garcia.
You know, always there's nothing more important than on our broadcast. You know, we try to make it a very quality broadcast, but there is never anything more important to us than the National Guard. And it's great that this Palmetto High School band, I heard them warming up tonight. They do an excellent job. So as the color guard hits the field, we're going to remove our hats and get ready and prepared for our national anthem. That concludes the most important part of the broadcast now, Tom. We're going to kick it back, and then we'll work our way through the captains here in a little bit. And the start, we made it through the banner, and we're going to talk about until we get into that Minnesota flooring kickoff, and should be here very, very soon.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting playing a team that we haven't played on a regular basis like this. You never know what to expect. They didn't look like they brought many kids, but I look at the roster. They have a large team. They're big kids. They look like they're coached well. I was watching the warm-ups. Their pregame setup was pretty good. It looked like the coach was really on top of things. They were making adjustments as they were warming up, and you could always tell a lot by the control of warm-ups or anything the team's doing. You can tell when the coaches really have control, and this team appears at this point to be pretty well coached.
Yeah, no, I've been very impressed, watching them warm up, and the kicker was kicking 40-yard field goals. They got an excellent punter out there. Yeah. And this team, even though it's a 2A school, it reminds me of when my son Abel played at IMG, a 1A school, and he had on basketball, he had 3 7-footers on the team. That's kind of what I'm seeing out there. When you look out here and I think, small schools coming in here, there are a lot of big heavies out there. And as we talked about at the break, number 55, Ionata, goes 6'6" and 310 pounds, and so you can see him out there. He's a captain coming over. Always a little intimidating when you got this big 55 on the line. He's got 2 knee braces already, locked up, ready to go. He looks like he means business. They got the big guys, they got the small, athletic, shifty guys, but Palmetto's nothing to joke at either. I noticed you said that the offensive line was 299 across the line. They were 294, right. So they've gained 6 pounds per man. Looking at the roster, I pulled that up today, and one went from 270 to 275. When I looked at the Max Prep roster there today, so there was a little bit of an adjustment there. So 299. I like it across the line for the Tigers. Tom, you and I played offensive line. Oh yeah, and we were just praying to get to 200 pounds back in those days, right? I was the biggest lineman in 1994, offensive lineman, and I weighed 215 pounds. Yeah. So. Yeah, I was, it's crazy. Now are huge. Let's go through the captains on the field. Number 24 is going to be Paul Moore. We also have number 9 for the Tigers, which is Chase Henson and Maurice Carter. And then number 1, Zion Robertson. And they've got number 3, which is going to be Cam Smith, a defensive back out there. They've got big number 55, which is Michael Ionata out there. And over on this side, that 53 maybe? Yeah, 53 is Jackson Corey.
6'3", 280 himself. He's a pretty big boy.
Yeah, that if you think of small school, little school, but what matters is not the size of the school, it's the size between the lines.
That's right.
And they've got the size here tonight. You can see that. A huge group. And, you talked about the roster size. They only have 55 on the roster, but they're all here tonight.
I would say a group on the Palmetto team that I'm watching and I want to see some improvement from, honestly, is the offensive line. I'd like to see them control the line a little bit more, be able to run the ball early, kind of set the pace of the game. I don't think they've been very dominant early in the games. They've gotten better as time's gone on, which is understandable, but I'd like to see them come out and make a statement running that ball and really taking the pressure off of Hennessy and the receivers to make big plays later.
Yeah, it looks like the pass protection, I was going to say pass pro, has been very good for the Palmetto Tigers, and you would like to see them, and they're trying not to get the false start penalties and those things, and so that gives you a little bit, it slows you down from getting that immediate push off the line. We would like to see that, but the backs of Palmetto are very successful. You can see Maurice Carter doing his round-off flip there as they hit the field. The energy here in the stadium looks pretty hot tonight. Pretty good representation over there of the Clearwater Christian team. They look like they brought a pretty good group to the game.
Yeah, and the Tiger fans seem to be coming in pretty early. A lot of times Tiger fans are late to the game. They'll show up mid-first quarter, and then all of a sudden you'll see the stands are packed. But this VIP section, the season ticket holder section is a little more full than it has been lately, which is great to see. So looking to get some good support. The band sounds great. There's been a lot of improvement in that band over the last year or two. They were struggling for a while there, and now they're really making a difference, and it makes a big difference for the experience of the football game, and that band is really pumping it out there.
Yeah, I heard that as I came into the stadium tonight. We got 2 minutes and 59 seconds here before kickoff, but the band was playing the I Had Tiger, the old Survivor. I guess that was Sly Stallone's brother.
There you go.
Doing that, and it was very good. Xylophone was just on point. And talent, and the band is small, but they're extremely talented, Tom. They sounded great. Now we're getting ready to get into the kickoff formation.
All about the xylophone, by the way, Brian.
I love the xylophone. So we are on. Tom, pick this one up for me.
All right. TigerVision is presented by Conley Buick GMC. Back to you, Brian.
All right. Thank you very much, Tom. And now we're getting ready for the Minnesota flooring kickoff. Get a kick out of having a fantastic, wonderful-looking floor from our friends at Minnesota Flooring.
I had lunch with Chris Quattlebaum today, as a matter of fact, from Minnesota Flooring. Great family. They're always willing to sponsor events, especially involving kids around Manatee County. And we're happy to have their support in TigerVision.
And now the very talented Brandon Galloway will kick this one away. And I say he's going to kick it right back to the cone nearest to the goalpost. There's a driving kick. Hit that cone, Brandon, and he hits it. Wow, he took it out, went 10 yards out of the back of the end zone.
Is that the triple jump line back there he hit?
He sure did.
Jeez.
Oh, my word.
Unreal.
What a talent.
And most kids are struggling to get the ball, into the end zone in high school, So you put that thing 20 yards past the goal line.
That was like what you see on Sunday with those guys. That was incredible. Now you can see the size of this very talented offense. The one to look for, as we talked about pregame, is Lane Roberts, the running back, 5'8", 190-pound thumper. And he's running behind a very big defensive line. Quarterback back there is Onai Abisel.
I think I could get 100 yards behind that line.
Yeah, they're huge. Out in motion, he's going to throw one out there. And a really nice catch on the play. Good gain on the play. That was number 12, Karsten Ash. He's a senior, 5'10", 175.
Look down there in the line judge there, Lou Morrell, old Palmetto name from back in the day. I believe he's a Palmetto Hall of Famer.
That's Lou Dog, Louis Morrell. Yeah.
Right.
Fast. So he's going to be able to run around on that field. So that brings up a 2nd and 4. The Warriors off to a good start. Check down in the middle of the field. Tackled by Paul Moore, but that was easy pickings. Goes for a first down.
Was that the tight end he hit there? Was that number 9, the tight end?
Yeah, Travis Lau.
Travis Lau, yeah, 6'4", 200 pounds. Looks like an athletic kid. Getting a tight end involved early in the game. Not a lot of high schools use the tight end very much other than blocking. It's a difficult thing to slide into your offense, and seeing them do it this early. You know, they've thrown to a receiver, now they've thrown to a tight end. I would imagine first down here, we're going to see them run the ball.
Abyssal has big Lane Roberts right there. He finally gets the ball, big gaping hole, and he's going to be brought down there by number 21 for the Tigers. But that's a first down, and that was Jeffrey Douglas with a tackle.
And that was a very impressive blocking by that offensive line. I mean, it opened up wide.
Ooh, scary.
I can understand the 186 yards if they're going to block like that all night. I mean, look at this. Boom.
And he only picked up 9 on that. It looked like, sorry about that for the viewers at home. I thought he had the ball out there, but it's a 2nd and 1. Abyssal looks to the right. Now he's rolled. There's a holding there, not called. And he rolls toward the sideline. He's just going to take what he can get for about a 6-yard gain. I think they may have missed an obvious hold on the backfield on that one.
Yeah, I mean, they were only 3 foot from the ref, so I understand him not catching that. But, you know, it's all good.
So he steps out of bounds, stops the clock with 10:44.
It's nice to see the pressure on the quarterback early. We'll see if they're able to break free of those blocks and make a tackle for loss. Get some sacks going. That'll help a lot in this game.
So as the formation breaks, we're going to have trips on the left side of the formation, single on the right. And this time he hands off to the back there, number 3. No gain on the play.
Well,
got that one to Cam Smith. Now he pushes forward. Thought his forward progress. We got a little offensive lineman with a push there. Goes for a gain on the play.
That's a 5 yards after they had him stop at the line of scrimmage there. I mean, if you look, he gets wrapped up immediately. There's 3 of them on him, and then that lineman in the back just keeps on pushing. I mean, that's some strength right there.
Oh, yeah. Now, in high school, as an offensive lineman, you cannot push the back in front of you forward. You know, you can a guy that's engaged in the tackle, you can engage, but that really big play, though, on first down to, go from a neutral gain to a nice 5-yard gain on the play. Nico Penne, and there's a throw out there, and he misses the wide open Nico Panagiotopoulos out there.
Yeah, our secondary, I think, is also an area that is going to have to show something tonight. Receivers so far have been pretty wide open. He was wide open there. Looks like there may be a little miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback. The receiver kind of broke to the left, and the quarterback threw a little right. But the closest DB was 3 or 4 yards away at the time.
So you got to look for number 90, Tyrone Harris for the Tigers. You got Henson out there across the line, and see what kind of pressure. They're lining up in a 5-man front with a Mike linebacker. Mike, it looks like they're bringing the house. And Paul Moore was coming. This time he bounces the ball to the outside, and he is going to be – he squirted out of the tackle for the first down.
Oh, my goodness. I wish we had cameras on that side of the field to see exactly how that went down. Looked like they knocked him out with like 2 or 3 yards to go before the first down, and he got another 10.
Yeah, great run by Ash on the play.
Unbelievable. Thought we had a replay there, but it looks like we didn't get it.
Yeah, so 9:43 here on the clock in the first. 1st and 10.
It's a little demoralizing when you get somebody stopped, for a loss or for a short gain, and you think you're getting off the field, and then, turns into a first down.
This time Henson has a tackle, and they're getting so many yards after contact here as the hit at the line of scrimmage, and he still goes for a 4-yard gain.
And a lot of times, yards after contact would be just, being shifty and moving, but they're not. These guys are in the gym. They're in the weight room. You can tell they're just driving. Their legs are strong, and they're able to get 3 or 4 more on every single time they're being tackled.
Yeah, he got a good block by Maxwell Stazuski on the play, 6'2", 300-pounder out there, right guard. This time they send the big lull in motion. Sets up, high snap, really good play, and coming around the edge there was number 17 for the Tigers, and that is Isaiah Tyson. So really fortunate break for the Tigers because the Warriors have been rolling.
Yeah, definitely. And Tigers are really going to have to focus on sure tackling. Somebody's going to have to go low. Wrap them up low, get those legs stopped, squeeze those knees together. 17 came off the edge there and almost had a sack, but was not able to wrap him up completely. We're going to have to start making those tackles a first attempt.
3rd and 7. The Warriors try to draw those Tigers offside. Good discipline by the Tigers this time. Nice 4-man front. Single high safety. Throws a ball out there. Big hit. Ball's out.
Fumble.
Ball's out. Pick it up. And he's got it. He's at the 45, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. So they blow that one down. Now, we will see that on TigerVision on the replay. It looked like he had a catch and then 2 feet down, Tom.
What I hate to see is the ref on the opposite side of the field make that call and blow that whistle. I don't love to see that. So it was pretty quick. It might have been one of those pop situations where he didn't make an athletic move, but it's hard to tell from this angle.
Very hard to tell here. We may pick it up on a replay, and they're going to set this one up, and they've got a 4th and 6. They have a very good kicker. He was kicking 45 yards. Okay, so here's the play. So catch, 1-2 feet down. That's a fumble.
Yeah.
Now I can't see if he had possession of the ball from the other side.
It popped for a second, but then he gathered it in. When he got hit, it popped back out again. So, I still think it was a fumble.
Now, plan A here, you've got a 4th and 6 is to draw those Tigers offside. Got to be disciplined here. Coming through. Very hot is Paul Moore. He throws it late.
Oh.
Got a wide open receiver, and he's short of the first down.
Turnover on downs, man. The way that offense was moving, this is a huge win for the defense to stop them. Their kicker looked like he was close to be, in warm-ups, close to be able to kick from that distance, So, and again, going along the sideline, making the hit, but not really wrapping him up. He tried to tippy-toe a little bit. So just by a couple inches there, he was able to get him out of bounds.
So this will be a change of possession. You can see the offensive linemen out there are also playing both ways. You can see that they're out there, big number 55. Michael Ionata is out there playing on the defensive line. So that'll be interesting to see at the end of this game when you got 300-pounders that are playing both ways as this goes.
I like that. They're going to be worn down. They're going to be tired. Palmetto's got a lot of kids coming and going off the field, so maybe we'll be able to wear them down.
Coming in motion on this one for the Tigers, Ace Luther, the tight end, setting up shop to the right. This time they throw it out there, needs to get a block, and great block out there, and you can see Maurice Carter goes for a 9-yard gain.
Hennessy was a little slow getting that ball back and delivering the throw. You see him every game. He starts off a little slow and then slowly gets moving, and by the end he's just slinging it everywhere. But a little safe throw there, took his time, turned around, made the throw. It's a good throw, but I'd like to see him get that thing out just a little bit quicker.
Yeah, he generally does that on the opening possession, and he's very concerned about corner jumping that route, so he takes a little bit more patience not to get behind. Really nice completion for Maurice Carter. Picked up a first down on the play. First down for the Tigers. Ball's at the 42-yard line. Hennessy hands that one off. Kieran's got a big lane. Good block out there.
Nice.
It goes for an 8-yard gain. Maurice Carter, number 5.
Yes.
For the Tigers.
Great block. Stayed engaged. When it looked like it was going to get loose, he was going to get outside, he let go of him, so he didn't get the penalty. That was a great block by number 5. Great run, too.
And both are the receivers for the Tigers, Jock Harris and Maurice Carter. When they're getting looks about what do you do on Saturday, it's not just catching the ball. These guys are really blocking out here.
That's huge.
Hennessy has Shane Partridge in the backfield, but he got a heavy front coming off the edge. He rolls to his left, throws it late. Ace Luther across the middle. Big gain on the play down to the 35.
What you're going to notice on this play is that was supposed to be a quick pass to Luther, and the quarterback realized somebody was there, and he just decided to roll out a little bit and then hit Luther again, stayed on it, but he was supposed to throw it immediately. Luther was smart enough to slide back and get in the open area for the first down. Great throw, great catch.
Boy, I'd like to see some Saturday quarterbacks do that. He threw him to the open space, looked at the defense, and he really, that's a fine-looking play by Luther there. 1st and 10 Tigers. Ball is on the 34-yard line. Hennessy hands it off. Needs a block outside. He gets it. Kieran Jones goes to the 30-yard line. So a nice gain on the play of about, depending on the spot, about 4 yards. That brings us up a 2nd and 6.
Going back to Maurice Carter with those blocks, if you show me a team that, has a running back, like Calvary Christian does, that has 186 yards, I'm going to show you receivers that are blocking. That's not just offensive line and running back. Those receivers have to be blocking. Palmetto's doing a great job of that so far.
Now Palmetto looking over to the sideline. A lot of time left here on the play clock. No issues so far. Partridge is in the backfield, right sidecar behind Hennessy out of the pistol. He hands it off to Partridge. Good little drive there, and you can see the big heavies up there for the Tigers. Number 74 out there leading the way for the Tigers, and that was Romeo McAllister.
This is what I was talking about early in the game, seeing that offensive line kind of not dominating, but they're establishing themselves. They're not just standing up. They're really driving this defensive line back on each play, which I love to see.
5 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock here as Hennessy takes the snap. He's got trips out to the left of the formation. Out there in the slot this time for the Tigers is Jay Washington. There's going to be a timeout there for the Tigers, so that'll be the first of the half. 5:23 on the clock. So far, so good, Tom.
Yeah, looking pretty decent. Defensively, that bend, don't break. They made some amazing extra effort plays on our defense. But, hey, if you get out of there with no points, that's a successful stop. So glad to see that. And for the offense to come right out and start moving the ball right back down the field, this is going to be a great game.
Yeah, you could really see Calvary Christian has really put the work in. They're very physical.
Yeah.
They're very, very strong. One thing to look out here for the Palmetto Tigers, but running behind that 299-pound offensive line, the backs are not big for the Tigers. But, you and I had talked pregame about this. When you have a big group like that, remember how effective Warwick Dunn used to be running, because they're able to hide in there behind those big bodies and pop through some very small creases.
And Partridge is shifty just like that. I mean, I love to watch him run. He's a natural runner. He's got some great movement.
Maurice Carter single on the right side of the formation. Out there you have, for the Tigers, Jay Washington, along with Jock Harris to the left boundary. Gain of about 2 on the play. It's going to be short of the first down. A host of Warriors on the tackle.
I think I kicked the field goal here, Brian. I think you got a good kicker. I mean, it's a yard. But, I mean, the last thing you want to do is not get this first down. Bringing the big boys in, 53 and 55 coming in. And, man, 50, they're all huge. Good Lord.
And, yeah, I look at this situation here. The distance here is pretty irrelevant for Galloway.
Yes.
So try to get them to jump offside with the offensive formation out there and get some points out of this one. But let's see. They line up, and it's 4th and very short. Kieron Jones in the backfield. He's throwing the big ball down the seam, and he's got a man, Carter, overthrown. So that's an incomplete pass. That'll be a change of possession. So Calvary Christian defense, holds and are going to start in fairly good field position. And another thing about field goals here in high school football, if you miss a field goal, it comes back to the 20.
Yeah.
So if you got a big leg kicker, there's not going to be any kind of advance, on that. He's never going to hit the ball short of the goal line. So they gain on the call there.
I don't hate that call. I don't hate it. I mean, I think I would have kicked the field goal there, but he was open. And if Hennessy is calmed down and has thrown a few more balls, he probably hits him in stride. He was open by 3 or 4 yards there, just over, put too much air under it.
And you can understand the excitement of the game.
Yeah.
You're a very young man. It's funny to see Hennessy without his helmet on him, as most of these guys. They look like they're
10.
Yeah.
Like little kids out here. It's crazy.
Alessio hands this one off to the big backling Roberts. Makes a good cut. Oh, good tackle there. Heads up and driving him out of bounds. Patterson showed he was pretty strong with the core strength there.
I'll tell you, number 50, Emerson Staszewski for Calvary Christian. Man, just manhandled Chase Henson. Chase Henson's a big boy. He's strong, and he came around and he got that edge, and he drove him down and then jumped on him for good measure. That was a heck of a block.
This is a really, really big team across the line of scrimmage. I can't say enough about that. They go empty backfield this time, 2 receivers. Now they're going to send one in motion. Quarterback keeper bounces it outside. He's a dual threat. Goes for a nice gain on the play, and that's going to be a first down.
Be interesting to see if Palmetto can stiffen up a little bit and sure tackle this time instead of arm tackling and get off the field quickly here. I mean, this offense doesn't seem to be anything fancy. There's not a ton of motions. There's not, nothing too crazy. There's not one player that stands out as like, man, this guy's going to kill us. but they just seem to be fundamentally sound all the way across the board.
Good play design. Brought Karsten Ash, went across formation to the right, pulled out the middle linebacker out there, and that was why the quarterback kept it and made the corner. And this time, Ash gets the ball, and he goes for a nice gain, a gain of 5.5 yards. So the gain is 6.
You know, also on that last drive by the Tigers, I saw the Calvary Christian defense. They were showing a lot of fake pressures, you know, coming up to the line, backing up, getting back in position. And again, that goes back to coaching. That's hard to get high school kids to really, you know, get that stuff down. Most of the defense in high school is reactionary. You know, you just kind of respond to what's going on, but that's how they're coached.
Palmetto defense talking things over here pre-snap. Henson adjusts. They're going to throw a little bubble out there. Gets a block, and then he's got a first down on the play. Number 11 there, that's Nico Panagiotopoulos.
Little misdirection there, too. You saw the right guard and right tackle pull to the left. Or up back, it looked like, pull to the left, like the ball was going that way to get the linebackers moving and then throw the ball to the right. I mean, that's like Gus Malzahn type stuff at Florida State right now.
Yeah, it sure did. It's like that was a page out of the old Gus bus. Really, so far, you have to be impressed with the scheme here by Calvary Christian. This time they lined up with twins on this side, single out there on the short boundary. Across the field. This time he handed off to Roberts. He showed some great feed, and this time he's going to be tackled. Gain of about 1 on the play. Knifing in there, probably Paul Moore, but we'll pick it up.
And that's what they're going to have to do. It's just those sure tackles. Get him wrapped around his ankle and just hold on. I mean, if you can make first contact and hold him up for half a second, the Calvary's coming, and that's exactly what happened on that play.
And that was Chase Henson that made the tackle there. 2:15 on the clock here in the first.
Got the Bill Britt cam on.
Yeah, Bill Britt cam, but we got a dog fight here at Harllee. Fakes the run to the right, throws it out there. That's the second option off a zone read.
Man.
First down.
That looked like an 8-yard cushion for that receiver on that play. I mean, they're going to have to play a little bit tighter than that. They can't just give up the easy passes. The secondary has been a little suspect so far this year, but, man, they're definitely going to have to start challenging the receivers.
And you could just see across the line. You know, Palmetto has a very sound size defensive line, great speed out there, good linebacker play. But you can see on the defensive side of the ball, the big heavies, they're a little bit more stout on the Calvary Christian offensive line. Travis Lau goes in motion. They hand the ball off. Big hit, and he still knifes forward for a gain after contact of about 4, and that was Cam Smith.
And, you know, we talked a couple plays ago about them pulling the guard and the H-back off to the left there and throwing the ball the other way. You know, they're setting something up for the future. You know, they're setting something up to where the defense gets so used to the way things are going and try to capitalize on that later.
Yeah, you got a very talented physical team. And they're playing chess out there. You know, that sequential play calling that you're talking about, Tom? We show you this for that amount of time, and they're bringing something else. But this time they've got a 2nd and 7 on the play. Hand off to the back. Huge lane there. He's going to be tackled by, may have been Zion Roberson coming up to make that tackle. But that's still a first down, and you can see.
I think it's 3rd down there.
Okay, so he's 2 yards short of the play. Thanks, Tom. So 41 seconds on the clock.
Zion's dad, Fred, is out here, an old buddy of mine, Fred Roberson. I used to work with him a long time ago. Good guy. Very athletic guy in his day. Much bigger than his son is now. He was a monster back in the day. I don't remember where he played. He played locally somewhere, but very good athlete. His son obviously is too.
And his son is going to gain about 35, 40. He's young. You know, so he's going to gain. He'll never be the weight he is now. That nice cut by Larson, and then he knifes through, picks up the first down.
Like a pinball in there, man. He's just bouncing around, not getting wrapped up by anybody. Quick feet, just like some of our running backs are. He's hard to get down.
So I combine Lane Roberts to come up with Larson there. That is Lane Roberts with the carry.
Paul Moore had a good shot at him and just whiffed. And he's a pretty sure tackler, and that just goes to show how shifty and elusive this guy is.
So at the end of the first quarter, we've got a tight one here at Harllee. The Palmetto Tigers 0, the Calvary Christian Warriors 0.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
Out of the break here, let's go to the Arctic Air sideline reporter Troy Bellamy. And tell me, how big do those linemen look? So with 12 on the clock, the opening of the second quarter, Abasale takes that one. He looks for the long ball down there. Good coverage out there by the Tigers.
Oh, wow.
Great play.
Just broke it up the last second. He had a little pump, and Palmetto didn't really bite on it, but the receiver's still able to get over the top, and man, that was very close to being a beautiful touchdown.
Yeah, Tristan Richards. Then great closing speed by the Tigers. That had to be Patterson out there. Did a fine job of shutting that one down. That brings up a second down here. Ball is at the 24-yard line.
Troy's having a little issues with his technology, which I can feel your pain, Troy. We'll try to get back to you a little later.
11:53 on the clock. They hand the ball up to Ash, and he just skirts through a tackle. And
that's Paul Moore again, 24.
Paul Moore makes the tackle, but that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 here.
Like I said, Paul Moore, he's one of our captains. I mean, he's a solid tackler, a solid linebacker, does a great job. He actually whiffed on that one. That's a couple for Moore. And, again, if he's not tackling well, I mean, that doesn't bode well for this defense.
That's another one of those two-way players, number 13, Jack Wang, out there with a carry.
I hear Wang is very impressive.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks good. 11-12 on the clock here. 3rd and 6. Oh, he throws it out there. He's set right on the first down marker. Too soft of a cushion, first down.
Too soft of a cushion, and the quarterback threw that ball with some zip. I mean, he did not mess around. He threw that thing perfectly right on him. Little fastball to the side, and man, that was a beautiful little play there.
And the flag on the play. Ineligible receiver downfield. I didn't pick that one up. I didn't, because that was a pretty quick pass out there to have a legal. But big break for the Tigers. Let's see.
I think that's the Braden River game there.
Oh, yeah, that's the look at the Braden River game that we're looking at live. So now it's a. So.
2nd and 9, looks like.
2nd and 9. Should be 3rd, I think, Tom. Ineligible would be a loss of down. So, but there's this 2 up there on the yard marker. Throws the ball to the middle. They ran a little. I don't know about that. They had a little. Yeah. They had a little rub route, little pick play right there, and just collided into what. So that. In high school, there's no uncatchable ball.
Quarterback had way too much time back there. He was very comfortable. Karsten Ash. Is it Karsten Ash? No. 12? Not the quarterback, but that's who's back there, I believe. Anyway, he had a lot of time back there, not a lot of pressure on it.
And they got the call right. So what you saw was a rub route or a pick route out there very late down in the – that was very late to see that. So you got one player rubbing off or picking. So they were trying to get – number 18, which would be Tristan Richards, open. Good call by the officiating crew. I saw that. very unusual to see a rub route that deep of a toss.
Yeah. In high school, generally, it means somebody ran to the wrong spot.
Exactly.
Against this team, you never know. But it looked like their feet got tangled up. I'm not sure I'd make that call. And the ball was uncatchable anyway. So, I mean, it wasn't like it was close.
Now, we looked at that on the monitor here, and it looked like he showed us the wrong direction. There was a pass interference called on the Tigers.
Yeah, right. Looking at the update here that Chad Burton has put together this dual screen score update, triple game. I mean, just amazing stuff. This technology thing, he's a whiz with it, and he is really. I've got so many comments last week about the multiple screens. You know, we're getting updates from all these other games. No one in this area has any kind of thing like that on their show. This is great to see.
10:57 on the clock here. Two receivers out to the right side of the formation, one single out. Looks like this is a run-heavy play. They've got the big back, Lane Roberts, in the backfield. They're moving the blocker over to the right. They're running right. He steps it up to the middle field, and he drives and drives and drives for a 6-yard gain. Then we're going to call it a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, that was that's a run heavy. I mean, you don't see that too often. That was kind of a menacing setup there. The Tigers do a good job of getting off those blocks. They were all engaged in being driven back, but they were able to shed those blocks and make those tackles. A decent gain by Calvary Christian, but, see if the Tigers can do the bend, don't break in this situation, and get out of here.
Try to do a little shifty, maybe get a false start out of those bigs, and this time he throws it in. Oh, Larson hangs on to the ball, and he spins forward. And he has a very small gain on the play, on a play that could have been a 2-yard loss. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5.
I'm never a big fan of the wrap somebody up and throw them like this. You know, he tries to throw them instead of getting them all the way down. If he's able to catch his feet, that could be a touchdown for number 20.
Right. Zion Lee, 6'3", 300 with a tackle.
For 20, Rick Schwartz, 5'10", 165. He looks a little bigger than 165.
Yeah.
Runs much bigger than 165.
This time they go empty. Watch that tight end. They had him in the crosser, and now he's rolling to his right. You got to watch him. Throws the ball late.
Oh.
Patterson deflected the ball.
Nice.
And really 18 was open in the back corner of the end zone, but watch Patterson deflect that one. Tristan Richards.
He wanted that tight end bad.
He sure did.
He stayed on him a little too long, and I think it gave the Tigers time to catch up on the other side.
A really good job by the linebacker sitting on that tight end. That's probably something they've seen in practice. They did a good job. That was the hot read, Tom. But it really, Richards was open in the back. Now the kicker's going out there, and that is number 16, Jack Scubin. He is listed as a punter and kicker. The senior, 5'10", 150 pounds. And he was really a good kicker. Very, very nice snap.
Blocked.
Kick is blocked by the Tigers.
Number 9.
So Henson comes across the line with a block kick.
Outstanding. Talk about a bend, don't break right there. I mean, even if the Tigers give up. Wow. Even if the Tigers give up 3 points on that kick, I mean, that's still a win. The way they played on this, the penalties and the missed tackles and stuff. I mean, that was still going to be a win. So awesome to get the block, but man, the defense is really keeping us in that.
Here's the previous play. See the tight end? That good job by Palmetto secondary. Now he throws it back there. Watch Patterson just get enough of that ball.
And he still almost catches it.
And he kept both feet in bounds and nearly caught that one.
Still would have been. Here's the block. Oh, came right around. He just did a little okey-doke around number 55, big boy, number 55.
Anato, right?
Anato.
Yeah,
Michael Anato, their superstar. Just did a little okey-doke around him, and Chase Henson was able to get the one-handed block. It's great.
One thing you see with the depth of this game, and we talked about it earlier, those guys are playing both ways.
Yeah.
And as the game, trudges on here, it's going to be tough for those big 300-pounders. This time, Jock Harris, with nowhere to go, is going to lose 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, how the Tigers respond. I mean, this has been a pretty impressive back and forth between these two teams.
Yeah, and that was only a 2-yard loss on the play, so that brings up a 2nd and 12.
looked much worse than that, didn't it?
Well, it looked to me like Jock tried to spin out, and they said his forward progress, but I thought Jock maybe had done that on his own. So, because he can shake out of tackles like that. This time, 3 receivers on the left side of the formation.
Like they're bringing the pressure.
They're bringing it with 12, and he throws the hot one out there.
Oh.
Great job.
Get that block. Oh.
And there's Maurice down the sideline, and he's got the first down.
Great play. Good job by the other receiver. I didn't see, was that 12? Staying in there and continuing to block through that play. That was a great play. It was the perfect call for that pressure that they were bringing.
That's what you saw. Okay, Karsten Ash comes off the edge. There's your hot route right now. Guys on Saturdays miss that route. And then getting caught up in a little friendly fire, and then Maurice Carter down the sideline for a big first down.
Outstanding. I got to tell you, Hennessy is impressing me more and more every week with his mental control of what he's doing. He's got the football knowledge, man.
Yeah, it's mental acumen. He makes the right reads. Very good blocking out in front. And running is Keyron Jones down the sideline. Another first down.
I mean, for as much as we're impressed with this Clearwater or Calvary Christian offense, Palmetto just comes right back the same way. We're taking these big chunk plays. That was 2 first downs in a row. I mean, Tigers are looking pretty impressive offensively.
And really, Stephon Aristotle out there with a great block. 6'5", 330-pound Palmetto Tiger at left tackle was able to make that block on the DN, and you got to have some speed to get and turn the DN inside. That's a reach block, and that's a very hard play for a big fellow like that. 2 receivers wide to the right. They're creeping up with everybody here. Keyron just picking his way through the carnage for a gain of about 4 on the play.
It's interesting. It's almost like they don't respect our passing game. Maybe their defensive backs are good. I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem like they respect our passing games. They're not blitzing 1 linebacker. They're blitzing 2 or 3 at a time, which obviously exposes the back end. They think they can get to the quarterback, and Hennessy's not going to be able to pick it up, but so far so good. And with pressure there, we still got a pretty good game.
Yeah, 5-yard gain on the play. So, and you'll take that. The math on that, you do that 3 times, and that was against a very big front. They had 5 or 6 on the front on that play. If you're able to do that with a 5-man, 6-man front, you can still run the ball. That's great news for the Tigers. This time, Partridge just bounces outside. First down on the play, gain of 7.
I'll tell you, Coach Sanders has found something on this left side. It seems like every big running play we have is to the left. That left tackle. Who's the left tackle?
That is number 71, Stephon Aristotle. And he's getting out with quick feet and hook blocking number 53 there. Big Corey is a 280-pounder out there playing out at DN, and he's got and look how far outside he's set up. That's a very difficult block.
Historically, you see offensive linemen, you think, oh, they're just the big guys. Maybe they're strong. They're not real athletic. We'll put them on the offensive line. But some of these boys got some feet, man. They can get out there and make a nice block.
Yeah, Aristotle's been very, very impressive. Partridge in the backfield. They fake it to him. Now they look down the middle. Changing the ball to his left hand is Hennessy, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds. No gain on the play. It's going to be marked down right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up a 2nd and 10.
Doesn't seem like a big deal on a play where you don't make a gain. You might have even lost a yard there. But Hennessy moving the ball to his outside hand. He did that like in the 2nd game of the season where he threw a touchdown. Defense was pursuing, a little over pursuing. He slowed up, switched the ball from his right hand to his left hand. They swipe at him. Ball's not there anymore. He sets his feet. He throws the ball. He did the same thing there. He saw that they were going to be he wasn't going to get around the edge. He moved the ball to the outside, and obviously if he makes a good exchange and holds onto that ball, it's going to keep him from having a turnover.
And Maurice Carter was open on the play, but the pocket was so dirty. It was a loss of 1 on the play. Hennessy now looks over to the sideline, checking things out with 6 minutes and 56 seconds on the clock. They're coming with a lot of pressure unless they bail in the middle there. He bails. Hennessy looks. Now he steps up. Still going. Running this time. Looking. There's a big hit on the sideline and no flag over there. So it's going to bring up Hennessy gains about 4 yards on the play. So now that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
And I got to say, it looked like he was hit out of bounds. It looked like he was at least had 1 foot on the white out of bounds here. We can see the replay.
What a look from the drone shot there.
Love it. Well, he was tiptoeing.
Yeah.
He was tiptoeing, so that was a good call. Good no call.
That drone shot was sponsored by Doug's Hourly Muscle. Big play here for the Tigers. Ball is on the 40-yard line. 3rd and 7. They run an option. Going to need a block. They got good blocks from the receivers out there driving forward. Now he's going to be 2 yards short. You got the ball at the 35-yard line. So, that is going to set up a long kick, but manageable. I've been watching Brandon Galloway hit him from the 50 through the uprights. Flag on the play. Looks like the Tigers are backing up. That's going to probably be a holding call. I don't know if we can pick up Troy Bellamy on the Arctic Air sideline. Yeah, so we're unable to pick Troy up on the Arctic Air sideline here. 6 minutes and 37 seconds on the clock. Palmetto Tigers are backed up 10 yards on the holding, so that brings up a 3rd and 16 yards.
Hey, Troy, let me give you a little tip, buddy. If you take that antenna, pull it all the way out, and hold it by the antenna. Let it hang. It'll work. I'm just letting you know, baby.
Now Partridge is in the backfield. Probably going to be back there to block, you would think. And then on the receiving side, on this side of the boundaries, Ace Luther, the tight end, lined up at slot. And as he looks, steps up, throws the ball down. Oh, he got tangled up. That had to be an interference there.
Oh, my goodness.
So no call on the play, but you could see as Luther made his cut across the middle, and that was very questionable. It's picked off.
It looked like the ref grabbed down for his pocket and then ran holding onto his pocket. He didn't want to call it. It didn't look any more egregious or any less egregious than what they called on the Tigers over here on the goal line. So not really sure what he saw. Maybe we can get a replay on that.
And Hennessy threw the ball right to the route depth he was supposed to, but, Ace Luther on his cut, it looked to me like they got tangled up there, and the ball may have been in the air, so even if your legs are tangled up there, that would normally be PI. Let's see it on the Arctic Air replay. See the throw.
Oh, looks like he just kind of lost his footing there, maybe?
I don't know. It was a little bit prior to that. Look, so 6 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Now, Calvary Christian's got the ball in pretty good field position. Ball's at the 38, and 6:10 on the clock. So this has been the offense has been moving all over the field, but it's been a bend but don't break.
Yeah.
In the red zones, you've seen the defenses tighten up for both squads.
That holding penalty really hurt the Tigers. If we don't have that penalty, we don't get the first down right there necessarily. We got a chance at a field goal. I think we're going to be able to convert on that field goal try. But obviously 2 penalties in a row. One penalty and then the interception, and we're right back at it again.
Colton Outson is now wide to the right on the formation. This time they hand it off to Larson. And he goes, Lane Roberts, and he goes for about 6 yards on the gain.
Great patience by this young man, number 20. He was waiting for the blocks to develop, stayed behind the lineman. A lot of times, the running backs will get impatient and try to just squirt through, but he was smart enough to stay behind the lineman and then break forward when he had a chance.
Brings up a 2nd and 4 here for Calvary Christian. The Warriors. Uncovered receiver out here far to the boundary now coming over late is number 21, which is Jeffrey Douglas for the Tigers. This time they hand it to him, and good pressure by the Tigers. Chase Henson made him run east and west here and cleaned up by the linebackers.
Wow, that was a great hit by 17, Isaiah Tyson. Man, he really laid the wood down there, and looked like he felt a little bit of that sting too. He had to lay there for a couple seconds till he get his head cleared up. But man, that was a great tackle.
And that was Jack Long on the run. And so now you've got a very tight formation. Looks almost like an old single wing here, but out here they got a flanker out to the right. Very tight formation on both sides. Out wide to the left is Colton Outson. Big number 9. You've got to watch out for Travis Lau. He's 6'4", 200-pound tight end, and he looks like a receiving tight end out there to the left of formation. There's going to be a stoppage of play here. And it's a timeout for Calvary Christian. So both teams have only used one timeout here, and we're 4 minutes and 38 seconds until halftime, and we are in a dogfight here at Harllee.
When's the last Tiger game you can think of? 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter, and there's no points on the board at all for either team. We don't have a lot of these types of games. We're usually able to score, and most teams are able to put some points on the board. I'm wishing we would have kicked that field goal. That would have been a big difference at this point. But I'm trying to figure out this theme, right? You see the kids, the student section. I see blue hair. I see green hair. I see construction orange vests. Is it fluorescent? Is it fluorescent maybe? I'm not sure what's going on.
I'm not sure about that one, Tom.
Should have dressed. They need to let us know so we can dress accordingly.
I know. Yeah. I think my hair dye, I may have left it in my overnight bag before I came up to the press box. 4 minutes and 38 seconds, 3rd and 6. This is a really big down here for the Warriors. Coming out here wide to the right is Jordan Sanchez, 6'1", 160 pounds. Then Lou, the big tight end, is set out there in the middle of that 3-receiver formation. They're looking, and there's good pressure by the Tigers, and he scrambles out of it. First down and more.
Wow.
So there's missed tackles all over the place, and you can see the dual threat ability there by Oni Abiasil.
So many opportunities here. I can feel Coach Matt Brazelton just fuming on the sideline. There's so many missed opportunities where we can get him down for a loss or no gain, and he ends up getting the first down. And it's just an amazing play by the quarterback.
Really, really good pressure by that Palmetto Tiger defense. Now we are starting to see, number 51, which is Jack Mosier, who's 265, 6-foot offensive lineman out there. He looked like he starting to wear down a little bit. This time it's a quarterback keeper to the middle of the field, and he gains about 7 on the play.
Hands on hips, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, they've been going pretty hard back and forth here, and luckily the defenses have stayed on the field for a good amount of time to give the offense a chance to rest. But hey, back and forth constantly, it's tough, especially when you don't see any points on the board. With 3:45 left to go in the second quarter, you got to be thinking, if they don't get a first down, they're not going to be going for a touchdown. They're going to kick a field goal and try to get to the half with at least some points on the board. But then again, we don't know how much confidence they have in their kicker. He looked pretty good, but you never know.
Yeah, he did have one blocked. I didn't think it was a low kick, though. It was just a really good play by Henson coming across the line. Now it brings up a 2nd and 3rd, 3:37. Palmetto Tigers, you got to be disciplined and not jump off sides on this one.
Odd thing on that kick is it was so close. Generally you're driving it when you're further away, but this would have been a pop-up one, but I'm not sure what happened there.
Looks like a running formation here, but we'll see as the play breaks. He runs the ball to the right. This time the Tigers are all over it. That's a loss of 7 on the play. That brings up a 3rd and 11.
Paul Moore, that's what we've been needing from him, those sure tackles. Looked like the guy was going to get out, and, man, he said not this time. He's missed a few tonight, but, man, that's why he's the captain of the team. He's able to overcome that and just make a devastating tackle for loss on that play.
Paul Moore, the number 2 tackler in District 6A, District 11. And he's only got 3 games in, as we talked prior, versus 4 from the others. So he really plays behind the line. He has a lot of those TFL tackle for loss.
Remnants of Alonzo Houston back, 7 years ago there.
3rd and 11. Stay disciplined, Tigers. Now we have a timeout there. I see Brazelton walking out there to talk to his squad.
Interesting fact about Coach Brazelton. He's been here for what? I mean, since, early Marino, 2011, 12 probably. He's been here coaching. And I found out last year his last name is actually Brazelton.
Right.
Not Brazelton. Everybody calls him Brazelton, but his name is Brazelton.
That's correct.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, we've been good calling him wrong, and I didn't know whether to go with it, but you can see the intensity there. And he obviously had something that he did not like out of that formation. Now you're looking at the quad box here, picking up some scores from other games. Break them down for me, Tom.
Quad box. What do we got here? All right, looks like Riverview's up 24-0 over the Northport Bobcats. No surprise there. Venice struggling against the First Academy. I don't know much about the First Academy, but they must be pretty good if they're up 7-0 on Venice halfway through the second. This Manatee's up 21-0 over IMG. That's clearly the high school IMG. That's not the national IMG. Don't get too excited, Canes fans.
You've got the national, you've got the junior national, and then you got Gray.
It's got to be Gray.
So
it's got to be. Manatee's not having a great year this year. So
3rd and 11. Oh, bad snap. Good play by the quarterback. Now he runs to the left. And he throws a long ball down the side. Good coverage by the Tigers. Great
It's a
coverage.
penalty. Man.
Oh, my goodness.
Unnecessarily runs up behind the receiver when he slows down and pushes him. You just got to turn around, put your hands up, and get in the way. He runs up behind him and actually pushes the receiver forward away from the ball.
Now, okay, so it's not an automatic here. They needed to get 11 yards. You know, PI is not automatic, in high school.
They're doing a great job blocking our 4 down linemen. He just runs right in the back and just shoves him, and didn't need to. The ball was thrown out of bounds.
It really looked like defensive holding there, on the Tigers, which would be a 10-yard penalty, not an automatic first here. Let's see.
That's a first. He just called it.
At 11 yards to go. Yeah. 10-yard penalty with defensive holding, not an automatic first down in high school. Okay. What I saw there was defensive holding, and so it was called as pass interference on the play.
Yeah, I think they caught him running up the back and pushing him.
Big break here. A ball that was nice throw out there, and great catch by there's that big Lau, the tight end. And you see his catch radius there. He goes for a gain of about 7 on the play. Clock is winding, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. You got to remember that Calvary Christian only has 1 timeout left. You can see it there on our hamburger screen. It shows 2 timeouts left.
Feels like they've used 2 already. Maybe it was Palmetto. The last one.
This time, Karsten Ash is in the backfield. Jet sweep action. Tried to pull the linebacker out of the middle field, and pretty good play design, and that's going to be just past the marker to gain, so that'll bring up a first down.
They clearly do not want to leave any time on this clock at all. They're going to run again. They're going to try to just grind it down. Maybe take 1 shot at the end zone if they get the right matchup, and then kick a field goal and get out of the half with a 3-point lead here.
As the clock continues to wind here, 1 minute and 34 seconds. Now look at the back judge there to see if I get the countdown. Got to be getting close. It's 1 minute and 25. Now, 1st and 10. The Warriors knocking on the door. There's that run again up there, and that's Jack Wang. He goes for a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Wang's made a couple of nice runs in this half already. He's seemed like a pretty solid relief running back there for number 20.
Yeah, that's a very good combination between Wang and then Lane Roberts. And Lane Roberts, I would think that he'd carry the ball 30 to 40 yards, 40 times a game, because his yards per carry is somewhere around 7 or 8 yards per carry and 186 a game. This time they put number 12, Karsten Ash, in the backfield. He runs to the left, had a gaping hole over there. And he goes for about, he's going to be 2 yards short there. But a nice gain on the play. Brings up 3rd, according to the spot there, 3rd and 3.
Timeout, Calvary Christian. But that means they got 1 left. So they're going to try to draw up some, with 30 seconds left, they're going to try to draw up some attempt to get in the end zone here. And then, run it out, call your timeout, kick your field goal. If they're smart, they'll get the first down. I mean, they only got 3 yards the way they've been running the ball. Just try to cram it up the middle and get another first down.
During this break in the action, let's see if we can kick it down to Troy Bellamy on the Arctic Airline sideline.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Troy, if you can hear us, go check them out in the booth. They got some new stuff for you. Go check that out.
All right, 30 seconds on the clock here at the end of 30 seconds before the end of the half. And what we've seen here is the offenses are moving the ball very well, but the defense have been tightening up in that red zone. So it's a 3rd and 2. So I would be shocked if Lane Roberts is not in the backfield here, number 20.
Yeah, maybe they'll do that little heavy, hit the 2 up backs formation, see if they go back to that. run the ball on third down here. You can always run it down and call a timeout if you don't get it.
Calling a special here. They've got number 6, Barrett Malden, in the backfield with him. Oh, Cam Smith. There you had a hold by number 13 on the edge. This time the Tigers do a great job. Clock continues to wind here. Brings up a 4th down.
One thing they could not do there, take a sack.
Ball's at the 19-yard line.
Clearly not in a rush. They're gonna wait and call their timeout and go kick the football.
So that'll bring up a 34-yard field goal from this spot on the field.
Well, like you just pointed out a minute ago, the last time they attempted this, Chase Henson ran around their best offensive lineman and blocked that field goal attempt easily. So Palmetto can get pressure. They can get to the ball. Just make sure you don't run into the kicker, or if you get back there, make sure you touch that ball in some way before you do.
Yeah, this is a field goal in high school football because you can block the kick and advance it here. This will be the last play of the half. You might want to jump around there because it is now 4th and 10. You can take a couple of gambles here, but the clock is already down to 2 seconds. You can shoot the gaps. You can do some creative things. Try to make them have a false start to make this a longer kick. So this would bring up a 36-yard field goal.
30 is 34 their kicker?
The kicker that I have listed is Jack Scubin here, and he is a very good kicker. We saw.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. He's out there, so they're going to be kicking for sure.
So this one's going to be a big one on the. You got the long snapper, number 15, which is Cole Drackett out there, Jack Scubin.
And what's interesting, the psyche of this offensive line at this point, haven't already had one blocked. You know what I mean? They're going to be real tight, trying to make sure everything's perfect. A good chance for somebody to come off the end and get some pressure on that holder. And
really pressure here on Cole Drackett. He's a quarterback and long snapper. How am I to not jump around? Just overloading one side of the field. Oh, they get through, and it's blocked. And he's going to pick it up. You got to scoop and score. You got to scoop and score from that one. The big number 99, Zion Lee, 6'3", 300 pounds.
Unreal. It's like I don't understand how they're able to push right through. That's unbelievable. There's something going on with that blocking scheme, the way they do it, that's clearly not working in the middle there.
Yeah, we could see that on the replay. One of the things you do that's not legal is you'll pull the blocker out and just hold and drag him out of there and
let your buddy go.
Let your buddy, and with 10 yards there, let's see.
It didn't quite, I don't know. They're just blowing right through. It could be that the Tiger defensive linemen are just more athletic and they're quicker around. You just kind of do a little okey-doke around them and get in like they did last time.
And you could see all of the Tiger skill players there charging to that ball. If you kind of boot that one forward a little bit, and you had all skill guys out there behind, big number 99. But what a play by Zion Lee. He got through there so quickly, the ball hit him on the hip flexor.
Yeah, I would love to see the shot from the drone on that. They've been pretty good when we get down near the goal line. They get right above the line of scrimmage and look straight down on it. I'd love to see that play. Maybe they caught that. We'll see in the next half.
But what a battle. Now we'll go to a break here. We now have a tie score here at Harllee.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, I'm Greg Ellie of the Prosperity Group. Do you have an annuity? You hear a lot of things in the internet about annuities. You hear how bad they are, yet about 80% of people have some form of annuity. Many of you have an annuity that's probably over 2 to 3 years old. Did you know that right now you could refinance that annuity and potentially get higher guarantees, greater income, even if you've already started income? If you want to learn about it, go to mymoneyissafe.com.
It's morning again in Palmetto. Today, over 1,000 people will move from other states to Florida. Jobs and industries are rebounding, and so are the housing markets. It is no better time than the present to invest in quality real estate here. A safe and friendly place for your kids to play. A thriving hometown culture immersed in historic districts like no other. A place to turn a house into a home. Palmetto proud. Matthew Guthrie and Associates Realty.
Hello, I'm Scott Whitaker with Arctic Air Services. We started our business from the ground up and grew it based on the service end of the industry. We own over 50 vehicles, which we depend on every day to make our business run smoothly. We know the value and importance of offering great production and excellent service. That's why we choose Conley Buick GMC, because they provide us with the best cars and trucks and have a service department second to none. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, I highly recommend Conley Buick GMC, where they'll treat you like family.
Hey guys, it's Alan Conley from Conley Buick GMC. Halftime's almost over, so make sure you stay tuned. Go Tigers!
Excited with the exciting offenses that are on the field, but what wins big games?
Good defense.
Good defense, and
Yeah.
you're seeing it here tonight.
Yep.
I think. What do you think about the big back they got? I would run that guy 40 times a game, and that's number 20, and that is big old Lane Roberts. They're either saving him for the green light in the second half, or he may have some type of nagging injury. Because I would give that young man the ball 40 times.
Yeah, we were just talking to someone that watching their game last week and said that he didn't play last week, so they were saving him up for us possibly. Maybe he had an injury and he's coming off of that now. But the defense on both sides looks good. Like we've said it 4 times now, bend don't break, and we're giving up plays, but when we have to tighten down the end zone, of course, it's harder to score when you have less, ground to work with. But Palmetto missed that pass in the end zone. Hennessy overthrew the receiver who's wide open. We didn't kick the field goal on the first drive. But 0-0, it can be an exciting game. I love defensive games when it's equal like this. The offenses are moving. It's not like it's 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3. Those are terrible games. But we're driving the length of the field back and forth. And, it's just a matter of time before something breaks open. Right now the coaches are scheming. Obviously Palmetto's well coached. Calvary Christian, you can tell by their offense. Maybe not so much the defense, but their offense, you can tell that they're very well coached. It's the scheme and the way they're moving around. And, they've got those kids playing very well, maybe above their talent level, I'd be honest with you. I think our kids are more athletic. but they're squared away and they're running hard and they're hard-nosed, strong. You know, obviously we said they've been in the weight room, driving piles, getting 4 or 5 yards on every play. But I think the Tigers have adjusted to that, and I think at halftime you're going to see some quick scoring coming out of the second half. I think the coaches have seen the tendencies and seen things that they can manipulate, both sides, you know, us and them. And I think you're going to see a touchdown here relatively soon coming out of the half.
Yeah, and I think during the halftime break here, if you're Calvary Christian, you know, a lot of those bigs are playing both ways.
Yeah.
Those 300-pounders are playing on defensive line. They're also playing on the offensive line. And as the game goes on, you know, Tom, you and I have been involved with, I remember here at Harllee Stadium, it used to be such a swamp, you know, and we'd get into these 0-0 games because you could hardly get a snap off. The ball was floating, but the school district of Manatee County put this beautiful field on here. It is rare, and it's just a beautiful, gorgeous night, but it's a rarity to see 0 points scored in a high school football game when you've got two dynamic backfields, on, you know, one on each side of the field. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking across the field here at Calvary Christian stands, trying to figure out what's going on with the right side. They don't want to sit on that right side at all. They're all crammed together on the left. I don't know if they're blocked off or what's going on there. Maybe that's reserved for their band. Maybe their band was supposed to show up. I don't know. But, yeah, they've shown up tonight. They've got a lot of support. But, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. We're back out here warming up, seeing some of these punts and kicks. We haven't seen a lot of punts. I don't think we've seen a punt, have we? Has there been one punt yet? No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
so I mean, man, it's just going for it on fourth down and you know, letting it all hang out. So something's bound to break here soon.
Yeah, you could see, you know, for people that dialed in to this game or they pulled it up on the internet like, you know, everybody does, you say, oh, what in the world is Palmetto High School doing playing a 2A, you know, District 8 team in a football game? But I'll tell you this, between the lines, these dudes can play. Calvary Christian, you know, is a very quality team.
Well, a lot of these small Christian schools especially, they specialize in a sport. You know, they'll find a sport and they have kids that are coming to that school to play for that, you know, just very much like Cardinal Mooney. Cardinal Mooney used to be the beat-up boys for everybody. Everybody wanted to play them on homecoming. But at this point, you know, they've built a program over there. They've got, you know, a lot of good coaches and a lot of good kids coming from all over to play there. I think, you know, Calvary Christian has a similar setup. I think there's kids coming to that school to play football. I don't think this is just the regular kids who happen to be going to Calvary Christian.
Yeah, I've been to their facilities for basketball, too, and they're loaded with talent, you know, which is easier to do in basketball because you only need to have really about, you know, 9 in the rotation. Football, it's difficult when you need to get about 53 of them together in a small school, but they have shown up here tonight, Tom.
You know, Kenny's not here. Kenny Burton is not here. He's in North Carolina. Pigeon Forge, I believe, Tennessee, right?
Yeah, Jefferson City. He's headed to Carson Newman. And
I think he said he's going to Jefferson City tomorrow. He said the last text said at Pigeon Forge tonight, watching it with some of his old college teammates and stuff. I wish he was here because if we said, hey, Kenny, when's the last time Palmetto was 0-0 at the half, he's going to tell you the date, time, what the temperature was, you know, who was the quarterback, you know, how many people were in attendance that night. He's a whiz with those numbers and that history of Palmetto.
Well, I'll tell you about this with Ken. You know, one time it was a 0-0 game against Southeast, and Kenny lined up and kicked the winning, a shocking game, probably a rain event kind of situation. Palmetto was down. I think he kicked the winning kick to go up 3-0 in a game.
Who was that against?
I think it was against Southeast. You know, and you'd have to check my memory on that, but I can remember one of those games, you know, extremely low scoring. And O'Kenny was a pretty good tight end too.
I don't have many highlights in my not so illustrious high school football career, but one of them was, you know, we played Southeast, and it was Peter Warwick days. John Reeves, Peter Warwick, Leslie Dennis, you know, Rich Robick.
Yeah.
All those guys, these monsters, they had a great team. They won 2 state championships in like 3 years. Well, the year in between was Palmetto. We went to Southeast, and it was a defensive game. It started raining. It got delayed a few times, and it was 0-0 all the way through. We went to Kansas City tiebreakers. We ended up doing 3 different Kansas City tiebreakers, and finally I snapped for a field goal We were able to get it through somehow, and everybody on the field just absolutely collapsed. It was amazing, and we beat them 3-0.
Wow.
And if there was a line in high school, we would have been underdogs by 3 touchdowns at least, and to come back and win that was huge. But yeah, I mean, just these defensive battles, man, they're exhausting, but they're fun to watch when the offenses are high powered. But yeah, it's been pretty interesting so far.
And we may, I didn't get a chance to look at the statistics coming in from our Atlanta studios with Steven Johnson out there. He may have broken that number 2 pencil, so I haven't seen those stats come in yet.
I think I hear Troy Bellamy down there on the sidelines. You got your ears on, Troy?
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Troy.
Oh, okay. We're back in business. I heard you guys talking about glory days of playing football in high school. The Oklahoma drill made me a basketball All-American.
Bull in the ring, baby. Bull in the ring.
Yeah.
I think that's illegal now.
Yes, I think it is. Man.
Okay, well, we've got the halftime statistics coming in, and Tom, go ahead and pour through those for us.
All right, Calvary Christian, 23 rushing attempts for 91 yards. Pretty impressive. That's a lot of rushing attempts, 91 yards. Palmetto with 13 attempts for 46 yards. Calvary with 11 pass attempts, 7 completions, so 7 for 11 for 55. Palmetto 3 for 4 for 43. We haven't thrown the ball very much, but it's been effective when we have. Obviously, 43 yards on 3 passes is pretty good. I would think there would have been more yards gained as much as they went back up and down that field. I'm a little surprised by that. Total yards by Calvary is 146. Total yards by the Tigers, 89. Five penalty yards against Calvary and 40 against Palmetto.
As expected.
Yeah.
As expected. As a longtime fan of Palmetto, last week they got off a game with 90 yards. The week before that, 175 yards.
Yeah.
Those are things over time. You get into championship caliber football, they're going to get you.
And the stat that's not listed on there, 2 blocked field goals by Palmetto. I mean, that's the difference in this half. Obviously, Calvary had a big interception on us, and we had a sack on them. But those 2 blocked field goals got down there to scoring position, and Palmetto special teams were able to come through and shut them down.
Yeah, how about that? Henson, who is one of the leaders in tackles in District 6, or 6A District 11. And then a big block by 99 Zion Lee, 6'3", 300 pounds, the junior, comes across there, and he looked unblocked on that play. I don't know.
He sure did.
Good scheme by the special teams. Got Kyle Toma dialing that one up. They've been going right through that extra point and field goal, formation for Calvary Christian. There's a problem there tonight.
Got a big game coming up for your Gators tomorrow.
Yeah.
Miami, you guys are going to Miami, correct?
No, I don't go to Miami anymore.
Well, I mean, the Gators are going to Miami.
The Gators going to Miami, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Miami looks legit this year. They look better than they have in 20 years. Offensive, defensive line looking a little Alabama-ish. You guys are going to have your hands full. But, it's only 7.5-point favorites. So,
yeah, we keep playing those cupcakes. The disappointing loss this far, and then the LSU game with 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
And, that was very, very, very difficult.
It doesn't even matter because the national championship comes to play Lake Bradford Boulevard in Tallahassee.
Yeah, there you go.
So let's go ahead and make that known.
Listen, I'm a Seminole.
And then on the other side, it's going to come on Warnish Way with the FAMU Rattlers.
Oh, I don't know about FAMU Rattlers now.
2 for Tallahassee.
Come on, let's not get carried away.
We'll win the SWAC.
We're going to get Troy. We're going to talk about the Rattlers here. There was I believe your dad was quite the hooper for the Rattlers before he had his professional career.
Yes.
And then so then I know you played at Rollins.
Yes.
Your dad's name was Waite. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah,
Wade Bellamy, Lincoln alum, class of '59.
Well, I saw a picture of him, and he had the number 25 jersey on, and he looked like he's not 18 years old anymore. But I'm sure you learned a lot about hoops from that man. He was a player.
No doubt about that. Thanks again for the Art Air sideline report. But my dad, you might be watching and listening tonight. He's 85 years young, doing well, and like I said, he's in several different Hall of Fames, and Florida A&M is one of them. It's a real pleasure to go back to school and see my father's one of 2 male basketball players who've had their jerseys retired. And he even went so far, being right here from Palmetto, went to Lincoln.
Right.
He went so far as to get to the G League of the NBA and the G League affiliate of the 76ers, the Delaware Blue Coats, who my father played for, the predecessor, the Wilmington Blue Bombers, retired his jersey a couple of years ago. So shout out to Dad.
It's always good to talk about, greatness and Wade Bellamy, and of course you do such a good job for us here on TigerVision. And what an exciting game. We're going to get back to football. You did notice how I very casually got away from that Florida State conversation. Let's talk about FAMU.
We know, we know, Troy. I got to tell you, talking about your dad being a great basketball player, a couple years ago, Troy is a man of stature, very much like myself. We're a little rounder in the middle than we used to be. And I was teasing him on air one night about him being a bigger boy. And, man, my phone started blowing up. And, my good buddy Greg Bolden reached out and told me, hey, don't mess with Troy. Troy was one heck of a basketball player back in the day. He was the man in Sarasota. I mean, it is Sarasota, so, we can't get all that. Yeah. But,
Greg Bolden, one of my good friends, his brother and I are classmates, and shout out to the Bolden family. Their dad's going through a little bit, but shout out to him.
Yeah, and Troy is probably the only one on the crew here that doesn't have the Palmetto High degree. Everybody in this Palmetto High, but you totally redeemed yourself. My mother was a graduate of Sarasota High School.
There you go.
And, actually was born and raised, and Eileen was born on Myrtle, right down the street from – over there. So, it's a fun time to talk about this, but we got go ahead, Troy.
I'll tell you, ever since I've moved over here to Manatee County, especially at Palmetto and working at Lincoln, I see so many of my students. So I feel like I've been just grafted in and welcomed in. And again, like I said, with the best sponsors we have on this program, and being able to work with you guys is an amazing excellent thing for me every weekend, and I appreciate you guys and all of our great sponsors and the Arctic Air people as well.
Yeah, Scott Whitaker, one of the great sponsors here, coming out of the Richardson Stinton Roofing halftime show. Minute and 14 seconds on the clock. Tom?
Man, that was quick. These halftimes seem to get shorter and shorter every game. Yeah, warming up. Are we all back out here now? Okay, we're coming to the sideline, ready to go. We're about to kick this thing back off again.
If you don't mind me jumping in one more time.
Come on, bring it.
I think, as I stood here on the sidelines, you see a mirror image of two teams. These kids match up almost person for person on the line, man for man. I mean, this is a great battle between Shane Henson and number 55 for Calvary Christian. Paul Moore's having a very strong game. They're matching on the edges at the corners. And this team is very, very, very skilled. They have great bodies, like you guys mentioned earlier. You can tell that they've been in the weight room. And this is a great physical test. This is a test of our poise and patience as well, being in a 0-0 dogfight when we know we can put up 34 points at half.
Troy, I've got relatives looking in from Ohio and other places at this game, and you're looking down at the field tonight, and this is a 2A school versus Palmetto, which is a relatively small town. And the offensive lines on both squads average 300 pounds across the lines.
Unbelievable.
That's phenomenal.
It's a hat on a hat. I got a chance to challenge Stephon Aristille. I told him, I said, listen, you got a guy over there. He thinks he's the best offensive lineman. And Stephon said, you think so? I'm going to prove him different. So we'll see. It's been a nice battle. It's very physical down here. We're just waiting to explode and get this offense on track.
In the pregame, we talked about the offensive line for the Tigers having to step up and really start trying imposing their will on the teams they're playing. And I think tonight they've done a great job. I mean, I think it was 84 yards total, not a lot of yardage, but when we needed plays, they've been pushing them back pretty good. Obviously, on special teams, the big boys are coming through. Tigers get the ball here starting the second half.
And it's Jack Scubin here that'll kick this one off. Unless you're going to look out there and make sure they're not changing up. That is Scubin out there, because if you saw another kicker, it might mean a pooch or onside or something along those lines. So you watch this formation. You got to be careful that they don't get the little onside kick and act like they're talking to each other and pop that out. Palmetto has two receivers back there deep. That's going to be Shane Partridge back there, along with Jock Harris over there.
We appear to have hands out there. There's some smaller guys on the front line and the backup line. It looks like we're expecting something. They've obviously shown something on film.
That is what you do if you're going to turn around and get that little 9-yard kick. And
Mike Vanderjack kind of deal.
Yeah, very good, very good. Now get a kick out of having a beautiful floor with our friends at Minnesota Flooring. There's a squib kick, and there's those upbacks for Palmetto. I wouldn't do that. And he breaks one, and he's at the 50, the 40, the 30, all the way down to the 25 is Jay Washington.
You got to think game plan coming in was we do not kick the ball to their athletes. They can't match up in open space. I literally thought this earlier to say it, and I forgot to say it by the time it was my turn to talk. But, man, getting the ball in the open space, obviously in that situation, something we can take advantage of.
And, Jay Washington has shown that he's been a big slot. I talked to him before the game, and we were talking about having a good game tonight, and here he was. And one thing about Palmetto, if you're going to do the squib kicks to the upbacks, these upbacks are as good as returners for a lot of teams.
Yeah,
There's a
right.
lot of fast skill people out there. This time, Hennessy looks, and he's got – there was only 3 seconds on the clock.
Oh.
Rolling forward, and a great gain by Keyron Jones.
Wow, Keyron
First down.
Jones. Keyron hasn't been back there much tonight, has he? I don't think he's had many rushes tonight. Felt like last week. Felt like last week he ran the ball several times. I don't think he's been back there too much tonight. But, man, he looked really quick coming through that hole. He's a small guy, one of the small guys that get lost in the mix with the big boys.
He's incredible. Fast is Keyron Jones. Here we're knocking the door in the red zone. Keyron gets the edge. There's going to be a hold called on the play.
Come on. Man.
My goodness. So we were in that red zone.
The back judge, the white cap threw a holding penalty, so.
Did you see it out there, Troy?
I did not. Listen, I'm not one to malign ref shading crew, but the white cap is one of the better officials. I mean, he scores in the 99th every year on the rules and everything. And he typically has been in the history a little over officious, and he hadn't flagged tonight until tonight. And there have been several holding calls that he's missed.
Well, the Tigers are still in that Heinz red zone, Heinz Law. Shane Partridge, really good play out there by number 53, Jackson Corey.
On that Arctic Air replay, I was able to see that was number 4, Ace Luther, that got the flag. The defender was trying to pull away backwards from him, and he was still holding on as he popped and spun. So it is holding, but you can probably call that on every single play. If you watch right here, this is the last play. But, if you watch every play in high school football, you're going to see holding somewhere. That was not a terrible holding call, but I've seen better.
Jay Washington is uncovered in the slot right now. I don't know what's going on out there, the slotty out to the left. I just can't believe what I'm seeing here. Super deep cushion here. And now he's sliding over very late. Hennessy throws it down the middle. Luther for 6.
There we go. Quick coming out of the half. I knew they're gonna see what they can take advantage of. And Luther, who is just a stud. Luther does such a great job when he gets the ball in his hands. He only gets 3 passes a game generally. I think that's his 3rd catch tonight, maybe. And man, he's sure-handed. And Johnny on the spot right there. And good on Matthew Hennessy to catch him across the middle. See that open receiver on the side, and you got to think a young quarterback is staring that down, wanting to throw there, and he was wise enough to see the open receiver in the middle.
So Galloway awaits this one. Ferguson fires it back to Liam Harold. Galloway with a very strong kick, and it is just outside of lane 8 out there on the track, Troy. How'd that one sound?
That thing sounded like a kid's toe. It's interesting because in the end zone down here, we got Robbie Stevenson, former special teams coach here, former Gator great, former Southeast High great kicker. And, it's interesting to hear. I would like to hear his thoughts on this kid's stud here
I love some Robbie Stevenson in that 52.
I might go down there and catch him one time.
In that 52-20 victory in the Sugar Bowl, it was Robbie's punts, left-footed punts that down Florida State inside the 10. And so, yeah, I love me some left-footed Robbie Stevenson. It's very similar with Brandon, but, you know, Brandon is, my goodness, he is only a junior.
Yeah. He's got such a strong leg, and the best athletes at every position make it look effortless. You watch him and you're thinking, man, this guy's not even running. Meanwhile, he's blowing past everybody. Or in the case of a kicker, his motion just seems so smooth and effortless. Doesn't look like he's trying hard. But if you watch this kickoff, he's just going to have a nice, easy stroke, and it's going to go through the end zone.
And he just mashes that one. Watch that one.
Almost was a field goal there, right?
Now, that one was only 6 yards out of the back of the end zone.
He must have just missed that one. I don't know what happened there.
What a luxury.
It's a weapon.
What a luxury to have at a high school level. It's just incredible. We are blessed to have that young man at Palmetto High School. 10:26 on the clock here in the first. Palmetto Tigers come out. Little different looks. Got that look to Ace Luther in the seam. Beautiful play design. The backs looked like they were going pretty well going down the field, so very good drive by the Tigers.
Coach Sanders is notorious for finding that tight end in the right time. He holds that in his back pocket until he has to have it, and more times than not, it's there.
Trips receivers out to the left, single out there to the right. This time they fake the jet. They're looking for a little screen inside. There's your tunnel screen, and that's going to go for a first down. So pretty interesting play design. Fake the bubble screen, then through the tunnel screen inside. That looks like some Hal Mummy, Mike Leach stuff going down right there.
Yeah, it was nice blocking on that play. It was a great tackle by number 20, Rex Schwartz. He's a smaller guy diving in there and getting a hold of the receiver. But it was set up nice, and if he doesn't make that play, that's a big game.
Oh, huge. Now the thing about the tunnel screen, if that linebacker stays home, you get annihilated. And this time going forward, there's the big back, keeps his feet, running forward, and he's got the gain on the play. And there's Lane Roberts answering the question, is he a little off, is he a little hurt? Finally coming up for the tackle for the Tigers was Isaiah Tyson.
Isaiah Tyson laid there again this time. I'm wondering if he's got something going on. He's had made a big hit earlier and laid on the ground for a few seconds. He laid there on this one too, but he has a great job of pursuing from the backside. You can see he doesn't give up on the play and ends up making the tackle. A lot of the kids don't follow through and chase the ball even when it's clearly past them. They don't think they're going to make the tackle. He turned and came from 10 yards back to make that, or else it's a touchdown.
Yeah, we're getting a good look at Lane Roberts now, and he is just a fire plug. He is strong. Now the long ball down the side. Good defense there.
Nice.
And there's an interference called on the play.
There is no way that is pass interference on the defense. There is no way.
Yeah, we'll see here. The back judge, again, probably the least experienced of the crew.
No way. There is no way that is defensive pass interference.
It looks like the preliminary indication from here is going to be
here's the
fence.
Here it goes.
Blocking him off, turn. He goes for the ball.
Oh, no way.
Where's the penalty? That is horrible. Horrible.
Here comes the white cap, Van Duzen.
There's no way.
Wow. Generally the FHSAA referee crews, they do a very fine job, so it's going to be pass interference. Oh, my goodness,
no
on
way.
the defense.
Terrible call. Oh. There's been several calls in this game by this officiating crew going against the Tigers, and I hate to be the homer saying this, but very questionable calls. And I'm not really sure. I'm not saying they're doing it intentionally, but, man, it just seems like every time there's a big play, there's yellow laying on the field somewhere.
Boy, and you could hear the Palmetto fans. There was a lot of verbose animosity coming out there as they looked at the play on the Jumbotron.
He reached in his pocket earlier when Ace Luther went across the middle and held his flag, and he's thrown two against us late.
Man.
Yeah, and I just heard one of the fans here say, let the guys play. And so this time, really big run out there, diving in, cuts into the middle. Cool.
There's your makeup flag.
There's your
right
holding.
there. There's
your holding makeup. They had a chance to watch that other stuff on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's going to be holding on the edge. And you can see that good run there by Lane Roberts.
I got to tell you, for a defensive back, you almost coach the kid to play that just like that. I mean, I couldn't see what his right hand was doing. Maybe he had a hold of the jersey behind there. I couldn't see it from this angle. But, man, he had great position and almost looked like the receiver came across the top and was, interfering a little bit. But, we got the makeup call, so we're back. It's funny how that tends to happen.
Okay, now the ball is spotted at the 42-yard line. Brings up a 1st and 17 for the Warriors. Colton Outson along with Nico Panagiotis.
Ooh, good job on that.
I worked with Mike Amira's pregame on that. Oh, there's a nice run. But the Tigers are on it, and it goes for a minimal gain.
I can guarantee you in the locker room at halftime, the message was fly to the ball. Routine tackling, right? You can see on that the Tigers did not give up. First contact, they're flooding to the running back there. See that on the replay.
Oh, man, nice.
And then immediately, look, there's 3 hats right on him.
Yeah, number 11 there for the Tigers. Had that scoop and score last week. That's Kyron Davis. This back has good feet for 190 pounds and 5'8" or 9. You can see that guy is a very talented running back. Low snap. Then he looks. He's got the long ball down to good coverage again.
Great
Beautiful coverage. No calls this time.
Oh, if he threw it this time, I'm coming out of the box. Me and Troy would have to swap because I gotta have to go yell at this guy. I mean, come on now.
We'd have to pull the batteries out of that portable microphone down there. Okay, 8:01 on the clock. Now the clock stops here. This brings up a very big possession for the Tigers. You don't want to do anything silly on this possession. Coming out here wide to defend on the play for the Tigers is Jeffrey Douglas out here, and then number 1, Zion Roberson, is out guarding that big tight end out there that's in the flanker position. Now tightening things up is Nico Panagiotis. And so
don't jump off sides, but I'm gonna give him 5 yards for free. So be smart here. Yeah.
Oh, good. His quarterback keeps it. He's not going to make it to the first down. No. Good tackle there, and that's Zion Roberson.
Nice. So that's going to bring up 4th and 9, probably 4th and 8, 4th and 9. 4th and 8.
4th and 8, ball's at the 34-yard line.
And they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
I don't see the kicker. They must not have a lot of faith in their kicking game.
Well, that's a bomb right there. From 34?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's a bomb right there.
Yeah, you're right.
You're talking about a 51-yard field goal.
They're definitely not going to punt to us. Now they're trying to catch us off sides.
Good discipline by the Palmetto Tiger defense. They're growing this year, Tom. They're getting better.
Time for a stop right now, boys. Let's go.
It's a big one. 7:12 on the clock. He looks down the boundary. It's a little square in, and he drops it right at the marker.
It would have been close anyway.
It was going to be a first down. That's good. That's Tristan Richards. Ball was thrown a little bit low.
And outside a little bit, too. The receiver kind of ran back a little too far, I think. I think the design is to stop at the first down marker, and I think he came back a little far.
Yeah, it looked like a little dig route, and you're looking at the receiver going down the boundary, and then he squares up right there at the first down marker. There's a look at the cut. Watch party watching into the game tonight. They must not be listening. They're not talking. Have a good look in from the cut.
There's a delay. I don't see anybody swinging a golf club. I mean, that's a pretty cool spot.
Yeah, you can play any course in America there at the cut. They've got the golf simulators. What a fun place!
They got Palmetto Pines, you think?
I didn't see Palmetto Pines or Heather Hills or any of the good establishments.
I think that's a neighborhood at this point.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. Hennessy hands the ball off. Kieron Jones. And he shakes the tackle. They'll probably stop his forward progress after a 8-yard gain. So it brings up a 2nd and 2.
That's a very good job. I mean, they've done a great job running the ball. The offensive line has really blocked well. I mean, that's a huge hole for him to get through. And, man, just the will to keep going. He did a great job keeping his feet pumping on that. And
Michael is kind of the average there. Michael with a great block over there, and he's at 300 pounds exactly. That's Michael Sanders.
You got to be careful in that situation. He's got that ball out there like a loaf of bread, and you're trying to stay up and drive, and somebody's going to come punch the peanut and knock it out of there.
2nd and very short too, man. They're coming up in the center of the line. He runs to the right. Boom! Big hit. How he didn't get He just made him miss there, so really he's right at the marker.
It looked like 62 stepping up there.
Terrifying. Look.
Let's see here.
If not for Kieran's great feet, this was
Yes.
Yeah.
No, little guy.
But 10 came in there, and that was Gavin Holloway came in there like he was shot out of a cannon, man.
27 for Calvary Christian is Trip Foot. And, man, he kind of jumped inside and ran around that block and is really the reason we didn't get a first down on that play.
And Trip is just a sophomore, so that's a
interesting name, Trip Foot.
It's a good name to make that shoe. If you're making a shoe.
Here we got the TigerVision boys. Look at him.
Yeah.
Palmetto bait and tackle.
Yeah.
We got Big Jordan and little Varnador in there. She's been on the ones and twos back there making it happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, we weren't hooked up to the scoreboard here for the down and distance, so my 11-year-old granddaughter is doing that, and I'm doing a terrible job now that I saw her in the trailer. You might hear me get the down and distance right from here on out.
There you go. I'm just wondering if Miss Burton made any cookies tonight. I saw Chad up front there. I didn't know if he had any.
That is the only thing that matters.
That's right. Those things are so good.
Tom, focus, boys.
And Kenny's so skinny. I don't understand that. So.
Yeah, so 6:06 on the clock. Hennessy hands it off to Kieran Jones.
Great blocking.
Good blocking.
Great.
Wow, look at those.
Come on, these guys.
They got Luther way back there in the backfield, and they had two superior blocks out front by the receivers.
Man, this guy's killing me. Killing me. The ball's already passed. I mean, it's well past when he throws the penalty. Like, come on, guy. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Luther right there.
Yeah, he did.
Come on. I mean, it's not outside his body. His hand's not out to the side. I mean, come on. You have your hands on their jersey. That's a ticky-tack call. This guy's killing me.
Very interesting. Again, like I said, these are mirror images. Number 9 is about the same size, and they're having a night after on defense and offense.
Maybe we can zoom over him a few times with the drone, just kind of throw him off his game a little bit.
That shows you how far out of the play that was, because now it's going to be a first, and we'll call it 22 yards. Shane Partridge. And bounces off a tackle or two, goes for a gain of about 6 on the play. Boy, he did not want to be tackled on that one.
And they grabbed him by the head, or else he would have busted. Here we go.
No.
Yep. They grabbed him by the head to get him down. But I love 1st and 20, and you run the ball. A lot of people we get skittish and you want to get big chunks of yards back, but we're running the ball well. I'm not sure what the knee is for. I don't see anybody down hurt.
Yeah, I didn't see pre-snap, but sometimes, on a play like that where they got the big umbrella or they have a 3-man front, run the ball.
Yeah,
it's going to go for a 7-yard gain.
And the thing is, Hennessy has got the football knowledge, and we have this check with me offense to where, like, if the defense sets up, listen, we have an idea what we want to do going in, but hey, if they're going to give it to us, we're going to take it, right?
Yeah. So, hit them where they ain't. It can be very basic. 5:02 on the clock here. Shane Partridge in the backfield with Hennessy. Kind of a heavy look.
Yeah, we're
2 receivers out here.
We're definitely running that one.
Partridge goes for a nice gain of about 4 on the play. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 11.
I'm not sure I love the running play on that one.
Well, he got
it's what they give you. So
he got a good spot, so it's a 3rd and 10. Now I'm so focused on the down and distance now that I know my granddaughter's in the trailer running the down and distance. I got to give better information. 3rd and 10, 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Oh, looks like they're bringing pressure. And they run the ball again.
Love it.
And this time it's going to be a first down on the play. Kieran Jones. How about that call?
Live by the sword, die by the sword, right? They want to put pressure so bad. But when you run to the right hole when that pressure's coming, man, that's the tackler's already behind you. I love it. That's a great It's a great play there, and he ran right into the pressure.
And they kicked it old school on that one, because what you do is you take that D in off the pressure and you kick it inside of that on a draw play with a two-back set like in the 90s, you know. But they're doing that out of a pistol depth with that. That's incredible play call there.
Great block by, I believe it's the right guard, 64. Great block, man. He ran that guy out of bounds. Ryan Reed.
Kieran moves his feet, drives forward for 8 yards. So it brings up a 2nd and 2. Yeah, 64 for the Tigers is Ryan Reed. That's the 6'1", 275-pounder.
He's the little one.
He's fast. I'll tell you that. On the pulling plays and those kind of things that you saw there, he's super, super fast.
You know, you look at him, there's a lot of linemen that are big and athletic. You look at Reed and his frame. He's built like me. He's wide. He was created to push things around. Man, he's really doing a good job on those last few plays.
Yeah, he moves very, very, very well. 2 receivers on the left side of the formation. They're just running to the left. Kieran needs to get a block. Great break of attack. That's an unbelievable run for the first down.
Wow. I mean, just talk about slippery, man. They had 2 or 3 direct shots at him, and he's small enough and elusive enough just to turn your body just, 6 inches, and they're running right there. Look at this replay here. Immediately they're on it, right? Great job staying up on that one, and here comes another one right on. Boom, arm tackle. That's not going to do it.
Wow.
Tough kid. How big is he? He's not very big.
We don't even
have a size for him.
Yeah, we don't have it on the roster, so that generally tips that he's not that big. But one thing he is quick.
Oh, yeah.
He is eaten up with some quickness. 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
The Partridge has here. This is heavy run again, looks like.
Probably go to the left this time. This time he just cuts into the middle of the field. Good job of securing the ball. They almost tried to strip that one out. He gains 3 yards to bring up a 2nd and 7.
Coaches are clearly seeing something. I mean, they're happy with our ability to run the ball because we haven't thrown the ball. I'm not sure we've thrown this entire drive, have we?
A lot of heavy running, and then at the last play, Maxwell Stalzewski is a 6'2", 300-pounder.
I'd like to see this running formation and see Luther jump out the backside again and see if they're vulnerable again.
Jay Washington is out there with Carter. And this time, Kieran Jones. And you can see what we talked about. They're starting to wear down along that defensive line. Those guys that are playing both ways, they're starting to fade here.
Yeah, and 55, when's the last time we called his name for a tackle or anything, out of the ordinary? He's not standing out at this point. He's tired, 56, 55. Early on, they were very impressive in getting in the backfield. But now, hey, playing 2 ways these days with this kind of speed that Palmetto has and we're running to the outside a lot, so these defensive linemen are having to run back and forth. They just can't keep their wind.
No, when you're playing against 300-pounders, you're playing the entire length of the game. It's a tall order. Good run by Kieran Jones. Plunges forward for about a 2-yard gain. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 8. Palmetto Tigers are in the red zone. Heinz Law red zone. Palmetto Tigers knocking on the door.
I'd be very interested to see how long we've had the ball in this possession. This has been a very long drive.
Yeah, and those bodies out there for Calvary Christian, they've been out there, for an eternity out there. They got to be getting tired. It's really a cool night tonight. It's only 88 or 87 degrees, so it's not bad tonight here. Okay, just got the play off. This time they're going to throw it out there. Carter's going to need to make a couple miss. Ooh. Ooh.
Is that a horse collar?
That's a first down is what it is, Troy. What did you think about that, Troy?
Troy's down here talking. He's conversating. He ain't paying no attention.
So that brings up a 3rd. They called him short there, but it's going to be 3rd and 1. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Palmetto Tigers knocking on the door here.
You're watching TigerVision, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's morning again in Palmetto. Today, over 1,000 people will move from other states to Florida. Jobs and industries are rebounding, and so are the housing markets. It is no better time than the present to invest in quality real estate here. A safe and friendly place for your kids to play. A thriving hometown culture immersed in historic districts like no other. A place to turn a house into a home. Palmetto proud. Matthew Guthrie and Associates Realty.
Look at this view right here.
TigerVision, the PAAA supporting athletics and academics at PHS. Palmetto Athletics says thank you. If you want to sponsor Palmetto Athletics, please.
Man, I got to tell you, that drone shot is.
Okay, so coming out of the break here, Palmetto Tigers driving here in the Heinz red zone. Interesting here across the line of scrimmage here. Looks like we got an extra blocker in there along with Ace Luther is number 50 for the Tigers, and that is Jamarius J.T. Thomas. And they go that way, and they get the block that they needed. Great play call.
Great job. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
One running back, 3 tight ends.
So as that break, during that I'm thinking, oh, that looks like it might be 12 personnel.
Yeah.
And the DC over here is giving me the 13 personnel package.
Love it.
And that's what they got. Boy, what a great job blocking to the Palmetto Tigers with a 13-0 lead.
And, we've been able to run the ball basically at will between the tackles to the perimeter. They can't stop it. They haven't been able to stop it really all game. We didn't utilize it near as much in the first half as we did in that last drive there. But the Tigers look impressive running the ball.
Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is very good.
It's good on the practice field.
That thing was out off the back of the track out east of us. So that's a good 40 yards. 50 yards away from the extra point. That's just crazy.
For you guys watching at home that haven't been to a game this year, those aren't power outages that are going on here after the touchdown. We've got these new lights up here, and they're flashing white, and I think there's red, and they can go on and off. It's not like the old days where the lights would go off and we'd have to wait for 30 minutes for them to warm back up and all that. So upgrading our technology is looking really cool around here.
Now, we got it was Kieron Jones with a touchdown, but we were looking at the packages. Let's have the stats, Tom.
So the Tigers now up 26 rushes for 130 yards. The same amount of rushes for Calvary Christian, 26 rushes for 122. They had a great first half run, and the Tigers had a great third quarter there. Total yards 187 for the Calvary and 191 for the Tigers. Very even on the stats. Penalty yards, Tigers with 70 penalty yards. This is crazy, 70 penalty yards. But able to put it in the end zone twice. Sometimes the tail of the tape doesn't quite show you what the game looks like.
Now with the Minnesota flooring kickoff, get a kick out of that beautiful Florida floor, and that's Brandon Galloway. He kicks that one.
Oh, he's getting tired. It hit the back.
That's only 9.5 yards deep. So what a weapon.
Get him a Gatorade.
Troy, what does that sound like down there, brother?
Guys, it's funny because I had a chance to talk to Robbie. He hadn't seen the first kickoff that landed 20 yards out of the end zone. And I was like, Robbie, I'm telling you, the second one landed 10 yards out of the end zone. And Robbie's like, oh, he's got a live leg. So, you get that endorsement from Robbie Stevenson, you're in the house.
He knows a thing or two about kicking, I'd say.
Yeah,
I think he does. I take his advice.
I'll tell you, when he was the special teams coach here, he worked with several kids, and he was really able to get the best out of those kids and create some of them into college players.
Yes.
I would love to see what he could do with this kid. I mean, this kid's natural talent,
Great job by the guys in the truck. They're giving us information, those kind of things. This time the big back bounces that one outside, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So a gain of 8 on the play brings up a 2nd and 2.
Not sure where the defense was on that play. They just seemed to not be able to get off their blocks, which was a problem in the first half. So hopefully we continue to see this intensity. I'm sure the Tigers are tired too, and sometimes sitting on the sideline for an entire quarter also, isn't a great thing for your legs. So we look to see some more energy out of this defense.
Yeah, he's got 280 and 300 pounds blocking in front of him on that side of the formation. He continues to go. He's still up. I don't think his knee ever touched there.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it did.
11 did enough to slow him down, Kyron Davis.
Yeah, Kyron got the tackle, credited for the tackle, but I don't know that his knee ever touched the ground. Let's look at that on the Arctic Air replay.
Low center of gravity.
No, sir.
No.
He's clean.
Yep.
Ooh, good break for the Tigers here. Brings up 3rd and 1.
One for the good guys. I like it.
Wow. He certainly did never touch there.
So these receivers are set up outside and the line still stay in the middle. It just makes you, see, that's what you worry about. They're running up there trying to do something real quick to catch you off guard.
Say run with a big back, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're going to do.
How about we wrap up on them, guys? Come on.
Yeah, and even a really good hit on the ball by number 20, which is Rex Schwartz coming up for the Tigers. But you can see this back is physical. He's got great feet. He runs with leverage.
Low center of gravity.
And he's got a doggone good offensive line in front of him. So,
Manatees up 31-7 over the IMG JV team.
So now this time number 11 goes in motion. And that's Nico out there, and he's going to – he slips on his cut. And that was Nico Panagiotopoulos.
That's one thing I'll say about these turf fields is, a lot of times the footing is not nearly as good as it can be with dirt. But, he just tackled himself. He did a turf tackle there, so.
He had about another 4 or 5 yards to gain on that one. Good play design. And now we have an aerial shot by Doug's Hourly Muscle Movers and Packers here. Beautiful look, guys. This time they bottle him up for a gain of only 1. So and look at big 99 there. Zion Lee having a good game, slowed things down, and then a big hit coming up on the play was Rex Schwartz coming up. How about that?
Schwartz has had some good tackles this game. He's played pretty solid. He's a small guy. Look how slight he is walking away from center number 20. He's a thin guy, but he tackles like he's about 30 pounds heavier than he is.
Zion had a little bit of a foothold, but that's like tackling an anvil, that running back that they have. He's very impressive. This time they throw a hot rat out there to him.
Come on.
Good feet, breaks out of the tackle.
You got to wrap up, boys.
But it's going to bring up a 4th and 3.
I got to tell you, 17 has been pretty solid. Isaiah Tyson's been pretty solid tonight tackling. That time he went for the shoulder knockdown instead of wrapping him up, and man, that would have been a great tackle for loss. Still bringing up 4th and 2, looks like.
Yeah, and again, Rex Schwartz over there to clean up and keep that from going further.
He was also a little off. He kind of over-pursued just a tad on that, so maybe it wasn't quite so bad as it looked. But
man, Carson Ash has shown flashes in this game. He's got good speed. They've used him as a running back. They've used him as a receiver. He's been going in motion a lot. Really a lot of talent out of number 12, Carson Ash. Looks like they're running right on this one. This time he lowers his head. Oh, very close.
Got a good spot on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to have the first one.
Very close, but it looks like from the spot there from the official over there that he's got the first down.
I'm not sure what he's looking at because the marker was laying down when he looked over there and then gave him the first down. The back guy had already moved his markers. This chain gang has been interesting tonight, to say the least.
They're very, generally they're very accurate, though. I've watched a lot of games over the years. I think Bob Tichy over there and Dustin Tichy over there. Sometimes, they don't have the technology. We're still flipping the markers over there. It's not the roll-up markers. Boy, big pressure. Oh, you got to catch that ball. Your quarterback is getting annihilated back there. You sit down on the route. Number 14, Colton Outson. I haven't heard that name, Outson, since the Rooster at Florida State, right?
Marcus Outson. The guy could squat like 1,200 pounds. He was a monster.
Yeah, that's a last name from the past.
Speaking of that, Florida State's looking pretty good this year, Brian.
Yeah, back to the game. Cam Smith is in the backfield back there. And he gets the ball. Oh, really good place. Good surge. Driving forward and cleaning up again very late. He's going to get credit with a partial tackle. Had nothing to do with number 20, Rex Schwartz.
Good job by Zero Umph. Wrapping up and holding on just enough to keep him tied up so the backup can get there.
Rumpf, and then number 8 for the Tigers, which was Kamari Hines. And then 99, which is that field goal blocking it was Zion Lee.
They've really showed no deep threat at all, and I'm almost half expecting that at some point here soon, like going deep and trying to just catch us blitzing or bringing pressure.
Now he did it.
What was that?
It's a giveaway.
He stopped himself the first time and then jumped on it the second time. He was really after that one. So
he was trying to get them to come in a false start, but that brings up a manageable situation here. 3rd and 7. Zion's coming over the bench. Think about that one. It's always good to have a 6'3", 300-pound junior out there. Now the Palmetto Tigers are going to have, looks like they're playing a coverage defense here and making a change out there. The one that you may watch on this one is Nico Panagiotopoulos.
Awesome football name.
Quarterback keep, and he's going to be stopped after a gain of 4 on the play. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 3 decision time.
There's no decision. They're going for it. They haven't punted yet. I don't think they're going to do it now.
This is one of those where you cannot jump offside. You cannot encroach. High school football, even if you go across the line, come back, it's still going to be a penalty. You've got to be disciplined here are the Tigers. 4th and 4, big play of the game right here at 6:40 in the quarter.
And 20 is not in the game.
4th quarter, excuse me. Panagiotopoulos, they look that way. Now big pressure, ball's out.
Bubble.
On the ground, it's nearly picked up by Paul Moore.
Got it. Tigers got the ball.
Paul Moore going for the scoop and score.
Paul Moore got it twice. He caught it, he picked it up, and then lost it again, rolled over, and it was there. So awesome. Great job.
Paul Moore on the recovery. So I think Paul's going to get the strip, and then we whiffed on the scoop and score, but heads up play. That's the play of the game here. 6:21 on the clock here in the 4th.
Big boys got to learn to fall on the ball. We're not built to pick that thing up and run. We got to fall on that ball and secure it. That would have been devastating if they got the ball back. Of course, we still would have got the ball in the same location. It was 4th down, but 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Tigers looking to score again.
Here with our broadcast, we actually, my son, we call each other big boys and all this stuff, and we've all grown. We're all not anywhere near. Everybody on our crew would be classified as a Bubba or a big boy.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not like we're trying to get to that 200 mark going that way. We're trying to get to that 200 mark going south. Now, this time, in a very exciting game, great play there by the defense, and that really should bring this one to the close. The Tigers need to run some clock here.
That's what they've been doing so well tonight, just run the ball 3 times. If you get close enough to kick it. If not, we'll keep going and try to score a touchdown. But we're going to run 4 minutes off this clock on this drive right here.
Yeah, only one receiver in the route. Boy, that would be open. But the Kieron Jones takes that, goes to the left, and a nice gain on the play. So they're tired. That's a 6-yard gain.
Absolutely, and they're playing a defense to stop the run.
Yeah.
They're just standing up and getting run over. I mean, you get 5 yards on a 1st and 10 in an obvious running situation, and Calvary can't do anything about it.
Good look there at the cut. Get your golf clubs. You can play any course in America. Just set it up. It's a real fun place to play. Now, Palmetto Tigers, 5:51. No hurry here. Kieron Jones, single receiver, very tempting. No safety help. Very tempting to just flip that one out there to a very talented receiver. But they run it with Kieron Jones.
I agree with that call, too.
Yep.
Just keep that clock. Just keep it rolling. Oh, might have called a timeout right there. First down to mark the ball.
Gavin Holloway there with a pretty good play. The 6 foot, 190-pound linebacker. First down for the Palmetto Tigers.
There you go. Don't get in a hurry. Take your time. Dial it up.
Clock is moving.
Yeah.
No hurry. Boy, single coverage over there. Number 12 is out there. Karsten Ash is our number 32. Is Pharaoh Adams on an island out there to the right with a very
Another
dangerous
big play.
receiver.
5 yards. I love it. That's what they say, 5 yards in a cloud of dust. On AstroTurf, it's 5 yards in a cloud of little rubber pellets flying around, I guess.
And it's more of that sawdust. It's that yellow sawdust-like looking
Right.
stuff, yeah, which is better than those rubber pellets.
Riverview now up 44-6 over Northport. Riverview obviously has a great team this year. They beat us 2 weeks ago. And obviously having no problem with Northport. Northport has not been historically a great team, but they've been better recently. They've been getting better. I don't know if they've got a new coach or what's going on down there, but they have gotten a little bit better. But against that Riverview team, it's a tough matchup.
So the Tigers here with a 14-0 lead, driving down the field, and again in that Heinz red zone.
Now, there's been some growing Facebook posts the last couple of football games, home football games, from Leland Taylor, the class president, 1994, and he's been calling out Palmetto legends left and right. And last week, all of them showed up, and I was getting text messages from everybody. Of course, I was out with Turf Toe, so I haven't seen him tonight, but I'm sure he's out here somewhere on the fence.
Boy, this is so tempting to run a little slant there with the Carter out there, but this time they're running with Shane Partridge. Nice feet, driving forward down to the 7-yard line.
Well, number 7 for Calvary Christian is Quinn Conrad. He's still trying to figure out what happened on that play. He just did a little juke motion, and man, clearly just a demoralizing part of the game when the clock's running. You can stop it, but the coaches are almost like just allowing it to happen at this point, and you can't stop the run. So
I like he got juked. You like juked, Troy? When you got that evasive move that leaves the guy grasping for air, what do you call that?
That is definitely called a juke.
About the reverse Zabida, that works too.
Partridge dives in. Look at all the tacklers on this play. Man, he bounced that one from the outside inside. Looked like the outside lane was a little more open. But the great news here is they're running the ball on the hash. It takes forever to spot here. The clock is going to continue to wind. There's a stoppage of play. It's got to be a timeout coming here.
First Academy up 21-7 over Venice. I don't know who the First Academy is, but it said they were 2-2.
That's another one of those academies that pop up out of nowhere, and they get all these 300-pounders.
Yeah.
And athletes all over the place. So
that's not like that group that scammed ESPN. That scammed ESPN and showed up and lost like Bishop Sycamore, right? Lost 99-0.
That was a debacle of the highest order.
I watched that game on ESPN. I'm like, what is going on here?
As you guys mentioned earlier, this is the quintessential trap game, and I think we handle it well for a young team.
Not so fast, my friend.
Oh, well, that's true, Lee. That's true, Coach Corso. We'll see.
I staged Tom up here with that layup, and he had the number 2 pencil and giving me the not so fast. I'm sure we didn't get a shot of that, but the Palmetto Tigers knocking on the door here in the Heinz red zone. Oh, my goodness. They had to have a false start there on the Tigers.
Yep, that's what he's calling. Man, I love to be wrong about something. I questioned the offensive line coming into this game, and challenge them to step up and make a difference and really dominate line of scrimmage. And man, they really have.
There's something else.
Second half, they've been unstoppable.
And this group over there, if you're watching at home and you think they are huge, this Calvary Christian team, huge across the lines of scrimmage. Luther on this side of the formation, looked like a run left to me. Partridge Knifing out of a tackle. Good play by number 10, and that is Gavin Holloway. Made a nice tackle there. What I love about that one is the clock continues to wind.
Absolutely. Third down and goal. You know, if Tigers don't score here, I'd really love to see them kick the field goal. I mean, get the points, put it on the board.
Yeah, I'm really in the position with Brandon Galloway. I would like to see him kick that 60-yard field goal in one of these games.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
to close out a half or something along those lines.
Definitely.
Because
I'd love for it to be when the game's on the line.
Oh,
He's got to step up, you know, fourth down in the fourth quarter. We're down by 2 and just boot it, you know, 50 yards through the goalpost.
Look at that single coverage over out there to the right.
Oh,
Ball
no.
snapped low. And Hennessy just is going to fall on that one at the 21-yard line.
And
So
we should see a kick at this point, I would imagine.
that would be a 38-yard kick.
Yeah.
So good hold, good snap. Good snap, good hold, I should say.
Yep.
And you got a layup on this one for Galloway.
I got some of my buddies watching from home. I got a podcast I'm doing, the Talking Ball College Football Podcast, and Bo
Diddley.
No, what's Bo's last name? Remember? Bo Phillips, and Josh Whitaker, Scott's son Josh. We do that college football broadcast. You got to look it up.
I'll look it up.
And they're giving me a hard time about my not so fast, my friend. So it's a.
I mean, I laid it out there for you, Tom.
Yeah,
It was right there. You know?
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
But if you're bored and you want to learn about some college football from 3 guys that really don't know what they're talking about, then tune in.
Look at this try box here.
Try box. I love it. What do we got here? Venice down 21-7. Manatee versus King Middle School down 31-7. Oh, wow. 21-7, 31-7. And Riverview over Northport 44-6. King Middle School putting up a fight over there.
3:14 on the clock here in the fourth. And so Galloway is going to kick this one from 37 or 27, so that's going to be a 37-yard field goal. And he's lined up the right way because he's a left-footed kicker, so he's got a little draw to play in there. And so, timeout Palmetto. Not sure about that one. Maybe personnel grouping out there. Not sure. Tom, this has been a very fun game to watch.
Yeah.
And it's great for us. And if you're watching this game and you're having to endure Tom and I speaking, Troy's good over there, but with all the stuff that we have going on behind us, it's just wonderful. It makes for an easy watch, you know.
It definitely does. And those guys don't get enough credit for what they do. TigerVision, everybody hears our voices and they see our name flash across the screen, but the technological difference between the TigerVision broadcast and any other high school broadcast I have ever seen, and most of the lower college level stuff. I mean, TigerVision guys, these guys in this trailer back here are just killing it.
Walk us through this, Troy. High snap. Kick is up, and it is wide to the right.
Didn't get that ball down clean. Yeah, that snaps through it all off. Well, I mean, we haven't had many snaps. We haven't had a punt tonight. That's the first field goal snap. Obviously, we had the extra points. But
Harold did a good job getting that one down. And, the only time – and I'm not going to talk about the long snapper. The only time you get mentioned as a long snapper, I know, Tom, the only time I've heard of your long snap is when you snapped it through the uprights, right?
I did, literally. I believe we were playing Okeechobee, and I put that thing square. We were down like 3 touchdowns, and it was raining. We were we were done. It was, middle of the fourth quarter, and everything was just going against us. And, man, I put that thing right over the punter's head, right directly through the damn goalpost.
Look at that. Riverview Rams with a 44-6 lead over the Bobcats. Personnel substitution for the Tigers. And that could be too many men on the field. They're going to say as the play broke that we had 12 out there. I thought he made it.
No, he made it off the field clearly before the snap. That cannot be what he's calling.
I've seen a couple of these recently on Saturday when I'm watching games in a stadium, but I thought he was clear off. He was off the sideline.
100% was off. I watched him step out of bounds, and then I watched the snap. This guy in the back never played football. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Well, I didn't play it very well.
Well, hey.
Does that count?
You were there.
Look at the band director there. That's a good shot there. Now 3:08 on the clock. Really tall order for Oni Abigail. Oh, good pass pro for a while, and now he's going to be tracked down from the backside. Zion Roberson on the play.
I think they tackled him too hard. That should be a penalty, too. Poor guy.
Yeah. But that's the way we see it, and we are absolutely homers, but, that's the way we see it.
Not me. I'm right down the middle, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right down the middle. That's exactly right. So this time they're going to line up with two receivers out here, the right side of the formation, one single out to the left. And really plenty of time. Pretty good. Oh, picked off. Trying to get the edge. Gets a good block out there by Carter. And then all the way down. You know what?
Got a horse collar?
That's a horse collar, but that number 11 again, and that's
a penalty. There's a penalty.
Kyron Davis.
There's got to be a penalty in the 20 on the return.
How about Kyron? He's playing defense in these games. Last week he's out there. We pushed the up back, the protection on a punt, and the punter kicks it right in the guy's rear end, and he picks it up and scoops it and scores. And then here late in the game has a chance to score again on D.
See what the call is here. He called a penalty right here. I'm not really sure what that could be.
I know Patterson was clean on the block. Patterson,
yeah,
I said Maurice,
and
but
that's
it was
where
Patterson.
He threw it right on like the 20-yard line. So
yeah.
It doesn't look like it was against us. That's where we went out of bounds.
So now we are in the Heinz red zone, knocking on the door once again. Maurice Carter is going to go out there wide to the right. Shane Partridge in the backfield with Hennessy. Interesting formation out here. Let's see. Good block out there. And good play there by number 12. Still playing hard is Karsten Ash.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle.
He's good. That Ash has made a lot of plays tonight on both sides of the ball.
I notice end of the game with 2 minutes left and trying to score 55 is not on the field for Calvary, and I'm kind of surprised by that. Trying to shut this thing down. At this point, it's about pride,
I'm sure that playing both ways at that weight is on a human night like this is tough.
Very tough.
If he was playing defense only all night, he'd be out there right now for sure. Partridge gets the ball in the middle, jump cut to the left,
nice pick.
Drives forward down to about the 1.5-yard line. So we're going to call that a first and goal from the 1. And that's a terrible spot by me. So it's going to be first and goal on the 3. They must have said his knee was down. Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
1 minute and 10 seconds. Palmetto Tigers may just go and get into the victory formation here.
I think that's probably the right thing to do, to be honest with you. It's not worth the injury or the embarrassment of the team. Just get there, take a knee, and let the clock run out. I don't know how much timeouts they have, though.
Clock's down to 45 seconds. This will be the last play of the game. Hennessy's got Partridge in the backfield. It is a big set, no receivers out in the formation. They're just going to run heavy. Partridge is going to grind, and he's going to be very, very close. Give it to him. It's a touchdown for Shane Partridge.
Touchdown, Tiger!
Touchdown. Lewis Morrell with a call. Gotta love it. We talked about them Tigers coming out at halftime and making those adjustments and scoring quick, and that's exactly what they did in that third quarter, and just continued dominance on the offensive line.
Yeah, and talking about at the game, we were talking about the depth being the guys playing two ways, and it's one of those times in the broadcast you can put this date on your calendar where we may have got something right, Tom.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
You see? And I know that a lot of the haters are out there listening, the guys that are watching that and talking trash to us.
They don't want no smoke. Hey, we're not hard to find. We're not hard to find, Ryan.
We're not scared.
Pull up.
We're not scared. 32 seconds on the clock here. Ferguson, that's a wobbly snap, and this time Harold makes another good hold and a great kick by Brandon Galloway.
They really need to make sure they get this snap situation figured out, because there's going to be some games where we're going to need a punt or a field goal, and it could be the difference between continuing the next week and playing in the playoffs, or even getting into the playoffs. So they're definitely going to have to get somebody working with that snapper and get this figured out. They've been a little shaky.
32 seconds on the clock. Palmetto with a 21-0 lead. And, you may kick a squib kick or something like that to burn a little more clock. Not necessary. Just, let Brandon Galloway just fire another one out of the back of the end zone to keep that touchback percentage up as high as it is.
Who's your game ball tonight, Brian? If you're the coach, who's the game ball in the locker room after?
I really have to go with the lines of scrimmage. I would take those 5 guys that average, 500. I would go with the offensive line.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you.
I'd have to go with that.
And I think in the second half, Paul Moore, he struggled a little bit in the first half with some missed tackles, but Paul Moore has been solid in the second half and had the fumble recovery. Was that him with the interception as well?
No, that wasn't Moore with the interception.
Oh, okay.
No, but that was number 11 for the Kyron Davis with the interception.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's back there by that cooler. And talking about us, the defense has pitched a shutout here.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And we're talking about the offensive linemen.
Yeah.
The special teams, has blocked 2 kicks with our defensive linemen.
Yeah.
So where's your number 2 pencil with the eraser on it? You
That's right.
might just say the D-line, and you got a back that's averaging 186 yards a game.
Yeah, I mean.
I might, you might get the eraser out there and say, the defensive line for the Tigers tonight against a very big offensive line with Calvary Christian.
I'd call it a full team win. We talked about it in the open. A full team, offense, defense, and special teams all played well. Didn't require a lot tonight from Hennessy, but that's good. You don't want to put the pressure on him. You want to be able to run the ball.
Nice.
And, that's a nice run here.
Man, that's your tunnel screen, and they did an effective job of getting those linebackers out of position. And that you really, with 2 interior linebackers and 2 outside linebackers, 4 across, it's hard to run a tunnel screen because you've got, more linebackers out there.
Got some guys out here, the numbers we haven't seen. That was Tristan Ramirez with that tackle there.
Oh, he looks for the long ball down to boundary. What a beautiful-looking spiral, and he short-armed that one.
And he's going to throw the penalty. Here he comes. Oh.
So coming over there for the hit late is number 22, Tristan Ramirez. And really good route there by number 20. I believe it was 22. Let me see. It's either 22 or 27. I can't tell.
23, actually. 23.
Okay, 23 there. He's got his little tape tucked over there. So 23 is Cade Gordon. 5'5", 140. And Cade is, he's a junior.
Got him listed as a WB.
Wingback.
Wingback.
That's a wingback when you go into a single wing look, or maybe you'll go with maybe the old
wingback.
Yeah.
I don't usually see that listed that way.
Cade is kicking it old school out of the wing back position. And I bet you in the
Is that like when you break up with your girlfriend, you want to get your wing back? Oh, sorry. Dad jokes. Sorry.
We got to keep it with dad jokes here on the air. 14 seconds on the clock.
It's better than yelling at the refs, I guess.
All right, since we're going down to 14 seconds here, we're going to test the Arctic Air technology here with Troy Bellamy, because this is the time of the game where he starts talking to people on the sideline. Middle screen, effective. And that is number 11, Nico Panagiotopoulos, the 5'11", 175-pound junior. So they've hit us with 2 different screens. They got us with a tunnel screen and a middle screen, and both effective. Now he throws the big ball down the sideline. Got a receiver that leaked out, and he is in for 6.
Man, you hate to lose the shutout on the last play of the game with all backups in. You want these kids to get here and get a chance to play, get some experience. But he was wide open like the entire route. There was nobody out there. I think that was a missed assignment.
Yeah, it looked like Tristan Richards out there, the senior, was playing against one of our younger corners out there. And really good closing speed by the secondary, but they were cooked on that one. Let's take a look. Oniaba Yasale, good throw. Throws it out there. Not bad coverage. Tried to rip that one out of there. Number 21 for the Tigers is Jeffrey Douglas.
That's not an easy catch either. That's a nice catch by the young man.
So that's it. The game is over at this point. We're going to have Troy with the Arctic Air sideline report talking to Coach Sanders, and then we'll wrap things up here on TigerVision. So, Troy, how's the reception down there for you? Okay, so I didn't pick up Troy with the Arctic Air sideline report.
You know, sitting here watching these guys line up at the 50, this has been a pretty clean game as far as, no personal fouls, nobody, no chippiness. And it makes me flash back to COVID. Sorry about that. It makes me flash back to COVID when we weren't allowed to do the handshakes and all that good stuff, So Tigers out here looking good. Uniforms look great. I love that, the new helmets. It's a nice look. But overall, just a dominating performance by the Tigers in the second half. Defense kept them in it in the first half, and the offensive line and the run game just really came alive and just put their foot on the neck of the Calvary Christian team.
Yeah, very impressive size game tonight. High school football. I never thought I would get to a high school football where both teams were averaging 300 pounds across the line of scrimmage here in Palmetto.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
always been the issue in Palmetto. We've always had skilled players, but our offense and defensive line have always been undersized. And, man, that's starting to change. I don't know what they're feeding these kids, but we got some huge – that's a great shot there of the teams doing the shake. They're doing the slaps as they walk by. It looks great. That P standing strong.
Nice and clean. No shenanigans going on there. Beautiful thing to see here at Palmetto High at Harllee.
Love to hear that song.
Palmetto High fight song. Tiger. What is it called? Tiger. It's not a Tiger Rag. It would be called Tiger Rag is what LSU plays, Tom. Touchdown Tiger, I think it is.
Nice. Like it. Great game.
Really good shots tonight. Yeah, one of the guys, now we're looking at the Heinz Law shot there of the fan cam. Good look. There's a good look at Chase Henson down there. And number 11 for the Tigers had a great game tonight, Kyron Davis. And we're going to eventually get out there to catch up with Coach Sanders here as he talks to the team.
They played well, but they need some help with their dance moves. Look at these kids. This is terrible. We need to get a dancing coach or something. I mean, they need to really improve this part of the game because this is pretty pathetic. What do we call that? Are they trying to do the cheerleader dance or what?
I thought, looking at the glasses there, smallish in figure, number 71 for the Tigers, Stefan Aristil. He's small enough to carry the, not be noticeable while he's out there dancing, right?
That's right.
At 6'6", 330.
We actually caught him on TigerVision, I believe 2 weeks ago. He ran and scooped up Principal Monica off her feet and was like running up and down the sideline.
He got so excited. I thought, he's going to drop her, and that was a scary Monica DeLez line. I thought, oh boy. But he's such a nice young man. He's just a good one.
Yeah, very happy. It reminds me a little bit of Jay West with the silliness, big boy, but just silly like Jay was. What are the odds Troy's going to be able to pick this up?
Well, Troy went out of a babysitting position job role tonight, so let's go down to Troy.
Everybody contributed to that win. Kudos to you guys. Great freaking job. Guys, that's huge for the playoffs. You guys may not realize that right now. That win right there is huge for the playoffs. All right, gentlemen, we got a couple big ones down the road still, but that's a big-time win for a playoff scenario right there. Okay, guys? Great job. Great job. Hey, we want to have a battle-tested game. We want to see where we're at when it's close. All that kind of stuff. Great job. I'm super proud of you guys. Very proud of you guys. Let's handle our business correctly now, okay? We're going to put it down. We're going to go in. Forms, all that. 2x2 and then families, okay? That's a big time when we like this.
Look at Troy manipulating that antenna.
Guys,
have you ever been
give
there?
me a thumbs up if you can hear me real quick.
I got you, Troy. We got you.
All right. Coach, again, another battle-tested game here tonight. Like you mentioned before, the guys had to get deep in the trenches, and you had to keep your composure and your poise and patience because you guys are used to scoring 30, 40 points a game. Talk a little bit about that tonight.
every game's different. You know, it was a weird first half, right? That first half flew by. We had the ball twice, and honestly, I felt like we just stopped ourselves on both possessions. But yeah, you got to stay patient. You don't know how the game flow is going to go. So credit to our guys for not panicking. Got a nice kick return at the beginning of the second half. We punch it in, then we get a stop, we get a score. Then we started just, controlling the game. And, that's a really good team over there. We knew this 3-week stretch was going to be tough. Super proud of our guys for handling it all. So I'm happy for these guys. We're going to celebrate this win.
Great job again tonight, Coach. We'll celebrate with the team. Congratulations.
That has got to be the best
guys,
mullet/chin beard ever.
Big night. I'm going to send it up to you guys. And
all right, Troy, I was going to have you walk in and talk about your revelations here, but we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. Tom, what do you think about the game? And then I'll wrap this bad boy up.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that's the best mullet-chin beard combination of any coach in high school football right there. That's very impressive. But more impressive tonight was the Tigers, and look at Troy laughing. The Tigers on defense early in this game, man. When the Calvary Christian team came in, and they were moving the ball very well. They 33 yards, 33 attempts, 144 yards for Calvary, 34 attempts, 162 yards for Palmetto. Our defense in the first half just kept us in the game. Bend, don't break. We said it several times. Get down there, end up blocking 2 field goals. We go into the half 0-0. I mean, just very impressive by that defense. And then the other big boys coming up. Palmetto with 223 total yards versus 142. That's huge. That's a big discrepancy there. And the turnovers obviously helped quite a bit. Now the penalties, we got to clean that up. Maybe get a different officiating crew in here to clean that up. But yeah, I mean, and then the second half, just running the ball was just amazing. The offensive line took over. The defense said, hey, you guys take it from here. So the big boys tonight are the stars, and they did a great job.
Tom, a good night tonight. So let's wrap this bad boy up. Tonight's final score from Harllee Stadium in Palmetto, Florida. The Palmetto Tigers, 21. The Calvary Christian Warriors, 6. The Tigers will play at home again next Friday night. Get your butts in the seat here at Harllee. And be sure watching our channel to like and subscribe. September 26th versus Gateway out of Fort Myers in another 6A District 11 game. Kickoff is scheduled for 7:30 p.m. Please keep in touch for any schedule updates or notification by going to our YouTube landing page, TigerVision Palmetto. We again thank the #1 fans in the world for watching TigerVision as presented by Conley Buick GMC. One town, one team. Go Tigers.
Tigers.